Yeah, looks like I forgot to go live on YouTube. That's embarrassing. So the YouTube is going to miss a good chunk of stuff. Oh well. That's just the inevitable scuff of streaming, I guess. With most of the power down, the door shouldn't be locked.
멈춰.
Stop.
한 발짝이라도 더 접근하면 즉시 무력으로 대응할 거야.
Take another step closer and you'll be forcing our hand. A familiar voice boomed from a loudspeaker, delivering a sharp warning.
이 앞에는 보안용 지뢰가 잔뜩 설치되어 있어. 만약 그걸 뚫고 들어온다고 해도 이 안에 있는 인원을 상대해야 할 걸? 이쪽은 전부 전투 수행이 가능한 사람뿐이야.
The entire area is laden with security landmines. Even if you somehow manage to get past the minefield, you'll have to face the rest of us. I'm warning you, every one of us here is combat ready.
만약 자신 있다고 해도 우리에겐 자폭 장치도 있어. 초소형 미세 톱니들이 박혀 있는.
And if you think you're stronger than us, we have self-defense devices, bombs filled with super mini saw-teeth shrapnel.
잠깐, 이건 뭐라고 적힌 거야? 뭐? 나보다 악필이 심한 사람이
Hold on a
처음
sec.
보네.
What's this supposed to say? The heck? And I thought my handwriting was bad.
이건 이 폭탄을 던지면 반경 100m 내에 폭발이 일어나.
Oh, here. Throwing this bomb will result in an explosion that covers 100-meter radius zone from the detonation point.
야, 그런 폭탄은 금기 위반이라 말이 안 되잖아.
Hey, that's a taboo violation, you know? At least try to come up with something actually convincing and don't argue about this over the speakers.
아무튼 무너진 시설에 우리랑 사이좋게 깔리고 싶은 게 아니라면 당장 돌아가.
Anyway, turn around and walk away right now, or we're gonna bury all of you with us under this facility. We can hear everything, you know.
폭탄은 거짓일 가능성이 높습니다. 폭발물에 해당하는 모든 폭탄은 머리가 규정한 바에 따라 반드시 무언가에 설치되어야 합니다.
It is highly probable that the bomb is a bluff. Any bomb that falls under the category of explosives must be planted on an object or surface per the rules set by the head.
범위도 터무니없어. 그만한 반경을 일순 폭발시키는 것은
And that boast that
많은
beggars
규제와 협약을
belief,
위반할 테지.
such a wide radius, it's sure to break a bounty of bans and bounds.
그래도 보안용 지뢰는 진짜야. 더 다가오면 과출력된 전기가 너희를 순식간에 지져버릴 걸.
Sure, but I wasn't bluffing about the landmines. Take one more step forward, and bolts of overcharged electricity will make barbecue of you. As the voice behind the microphone began to grow increasingly irritated, it also became even more familiar. I was pretty sure I'd heard it somewhere before.
알리사 씨 말에 따르면 이 부근에 호에나임 그 양반이 있을 거라 했는데.
According to Alyssa, Hohenheim should be around here somewhere.
잠깐, 방금 알리사라고 했나?
Wait, did you say Alyssa?
이 목소리 착각이 아닌 듯하군요.
That voice, it seems we were not mistaken. Now, I certainly recognize this voice.
그다지 반갑지 않은 그 목소리로 미루어 보건대
That voice I would rather not welcome tells me
이곳에 들여보내도 무방한 이들은 많네.
that these individuals are good to let through.
그다지 반갑지 않은 목소리가 들리는 걸 봐서는 저희가 접근해도 무방한 이들 같군요.
That voice Faust would... hello, R was here, sorry. Welcome. Sorry, I forgot to... I forgot to turn on the stream. I forgot to turn on the stream on YouTube when I started. My mistake. Sorry about that. Yeah, laugh it up. Stream scuff hits everyone. I've had a rough day. A heavy thunk, and then the doors of the broadcast sector opened up. But before we could even take a proper look at the people holed up within...
뭐야? 그들이었어? 진작에 말하지.
What? You guys, you should have told us sooner.
나 기억나지?
Ezra! Ezra, hey! Good to see ya. Remember me? Of course I do.
에즈라 씨.
Oh, it's Miss Ezra. We came face to face with Ezra, whose video called us with a plethora of information on blood fiends prior to our mission in La Mancha land.
라만차랜드에서 대활약을 해냈다면서?
Heard you saved the day in La Mancha,
역시 우리가 도움을 준 덕분이지.
and all thanks
그래서 그 너희 중에 있다던 그 무진장 센 혈기는 누구야?
to yours truly, I bet. So, care to tell me which one's the blood fiend extraordinaire on your team?
네? 아,
Huh?
그건
Oh, well, that's...
안부 인사는 나중에 나누도록 하지, 에즈라.
Why don't we skip the pleasantries for now, Ezra? The next person to show up was Moses. I saw her in the video call too. Team leader of LCD, if memory serves right.
아까 폭탄이 어쩌고 하면서 온갖 협박을 한 게 당신이었어요?
Yeah, Ezra the tall gal. Yes, exactly. And one of the other people to unlock ego ahead of time. Were you the one who threatened us with that nonsense about bombs, Ezra?
어쩔 수 없었잖아. 이 근방에 남은 사람은 우리 말고는 없을 거라고 생각했는데
I mean,
갑자기 10명 되는 인원들이 떼거지로 몰려오는 소리가 들리니까 저쪽 화면은 나오지도 않는다고.
what other choice did I have? We were starting to believe that we were the only survivors out here, and then, bam! A dozen or so footsteps rushing into this sector out of nowhere. We couldn't even check who you guys were because the screens are all busted. Ezra gestured towards the blank surveillance screens in the broadcast sector with her chin.
참고로 저기 무지하게 똑똑하다는 양반이 카메라를 복구시키는 중이래. 전력이 차단되어서 시간이 좀 걸릴 거라나.
For your information, Miss Genius over there is trying to fix the security cameras. He said it's going to take a while with the power outage, though.
좋은 일로 엮일 거라는 예상은
Hohenheim!
자네들과 이런 식으로 제외하게 될 줄도 몰랐네.
I didn't expect our paths to cross again for anything good. But I certainly never pictured it happening like this. Well, yeah, but at very least we could potentially save you. Underneath the array of monitors Ezra pointed at, we found Hohenheim, looking even more haggard than we remembered, who gave us a faint, unwelcoming nod as he fiddled with a tangle of power circuits.
안녕하세요. 다치신 분은 보이지 않아서 다행입니다.
True enough. Still, it's an impressive feat to do when you're still, just before the light, unlocking any ego whatsoever. Hello. I'm relieved to see that there isn't any injured among you. Martin stepped forward and offered us the greeting Hohenheim chose to skip.
그건 그렇고 알리사가 우리의 위치를 알려줬다 했나. 같이 데리고 오지 못한 거 보니 치명상이거나 이미 사망.
In any case, you say it was Elisa who let you know of our location. If she's not with you, she must be either gravely wounded or already dead.
치명상이에요. 하지만 살릴 수 있는 방법은 모색 중이에요.
She's badly hurt, yeah, but we were searching for ways to help her. Ishmael gave Hohenheim a blanched look, as though she was taken aback by his cold certainty regarding his own subordinate's fate. Keep in mind this guy's a bit of a tsundere, so it's fine.
물색이라 마치 보물 찾기 놀이도
Searching.
하는 듯이 말하는군.
You talk as if you're playing a game of scavenger hunt. Well, we are in a way. We are.
차라리 숨을 끊어주고 오는 게 알리사에게 더 도움이 되었을 수도 있었겠어.
It might have been better to end her misery then and there. Not gonna happen. We're going to save as many people as we can.
무슨
What?
우리가 여태껏 해온 걸 보고도 모르겠냐?
Haven't you seen?
가망이 없는 것도 아닌데 쉽게 포기하지 말라고.
Haven't you seen how we handle things? We still got a shot. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
이해해 주세요. 침입자 중 몇몇은 사람에게 고통을 가하는 걸 즐기는 것 같아 더 경계하시는 거니.
Please don't misunderstand. Some of these assailants, they seem to enjoy torturing their victims. Ring members? That's what keeping our boss on edge.
저와 팀장님은 습격이 시작된 시각에 실험실 근처에 있었습니다. 돌아다니는 직원들은 많이 없었고 이곳 방송 섹터와 가까웠죠.
Boss and I were near the laboratory when the attack started. There weren't many employees around, and the broadcast sector happened to be close by.
단지 그런 이유로 사지 멀쩡하게 이곳까지 도망칠 수 있었을 뿐인데.
Probably the only reason we were able to find cover here in one piece.
알리사 군은 잘 견뎌내주고 있을 걸세.
Verily, young Elisa shall persevere steadfastly.
우리가 약속했네. 돌아가서 구해주겠다고.
We have vowed to return and deliver her from death.
감사해요. 알리사도 믿고 있을 거예요.
Thank you. I'm sure Elisa is hanging on to your promises.
잠깐. 훈훈한 와중에 미안한데 너희가 왔다는 건 그 특색도 여기로 오고 있다는 거 맞지?
Sorry to break up this touching moment, but if you're here, that color fixer should be on his way too, right?
지금 어디에 있어? 벌써 습격한 놈들을 찾으러 갔으려나.
Where the heck is he now? I wonder if he's already off to find the attackers. He's kinda distracted. Ezra. Moses, who had been staring at Otis since we came in, turned her gaze towards Ezra. That's an interesting response. Sounds like Moses knows something about Otis's backstory. We know Otis is a war veteran, and we know Ezra was. We know Moses is a war veteran. We know that Otis is likely a war veteran as well, which indicates that she might recognize Otis, or considering Moses' ability to see people's distortions, she's seeing something particularly fucked up with Otis.
팀장님, 붉은 특색과 합류하면 막내가 없어도 승산이 충분하지 않을까요?
Team leader, if we can regroup with the Red Gaze, I think we'll have more than enough fighting chance, even without our baby B.
그래. 하지만 붉은 시선은 이곳에 같이 오지 못한
Yes, but it would seem that the Red Gaze is not here with them.
다른 이유를 말할 필요도 없이 저들의 표정만 봐도 알겠어.
Just the look on their faces is enough to confirm that.
뭐? 아니, 왜 너희만 온 건데?
Yeah. What the heck are you people doing here without him? Ezra's face immediately soured the moment she realized that Virgilis wasn't with us. Her voice crashed over us like that of a host shrieking at uninvited guests barging into her home.
저희만 오고 싶어서 온 게 아니거든요.
It's not like we came here on our own because we wanted to.
길잡이 양반은 발목에 붙잡혔어. 히로슈 말로는 거미집의 엄지아비라고 불리는 자였는데.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely is a hint of some kind, and I do wonder what Moses sees in Otis. Guide buds held up by assailant. Ryoshi says she's called the Thumb Nurse Father from the House of Spiders.
연구소를 급습한 자들처럼 상당한 무력을 갖추고 있었겠지.
And probably a tough adversary too, just like those who are assaulting the facility.
무시할 수 없을 만큼 출중한 기량을 가진 자였다.
Her combat prowess is not to be underestimated.
아르고스 부대의 에우리알로스와 비교하면 어떻지?
How is she compared to Areolis of the Argos unit? Yeah, you can't be more blatant than that. Because, like, directly mentioning Areolis, indicating the god of the winds, who... Okay, so it sounds like some of the gods are in military units.
큰 차이는 없을.
around the same level, I would say. Wait.
잠깐. 네놈 그 부대와 이름을 안다는 건
Wait. You. If you know those names, that means... Moses didn't grace Otis with a reply. Instead, she closed her eyes, seemingly lost in a brief reverie, and soon returned to the subject at hand, as if she were done sorting out her thoughts.
그자가 인질로 붙잡혔나?
Charon, is she taken hostage?
네? 그걸 어떻게...
Huh? How did you know that?
습격자를 단수로 서술하더군. 생략한 걸 수도 있지만 그렇다 해도 소수의 인원이었을 거다.
You mentioned the attacker in the singular. Perhaps just a slip of the tongue, but I suspect it was a single enemy, if not a small number, and they need Charon to keep Virgilius focused on them.
그리고 운전기사를 데려오지 않았음에도 너희는 붉은 시선이 습격자를 해치우고 올 것이라는 말도 믿음도 내보이지 않았지.
Furthermore, despite coming here without the bus driver, none of you seem particularly convinced that the Red Gaze would be able to quickly dispatch the assailant and join you. Yep, because they can use Charon as a hostage.
팀장님은 딱 보면 거의 다 알아채신다고.
Give it to our team leader. Just one look is enough for her to figure it all out.
그런데 너희 오면서 마주친 사람은 없었어?
Anywho, did you happen to encounter anyone on your way here?
다행히 죄종들이나 인형들 외에는 없었어. 잠깐, 저희도 질문 좀 할게요.
Just some Pecatula and mannequins. Wait a minute. Why don't we get to ask the questions? Ishmael barely managed to wrest control of the conversation amidst the barrage of questions.
두 분은 LCD 부서잖아요. 왜 LCE 부서가 있는 본사에 와 계신 거죠?
You're both from LCD. What are you doing here in the HQ where the LCE is?
아, 그건 말이지.
Well, about that.
오늘 LC 부서에서 중요한 성과 발표회가 예정된 날이었거든.
The LCE was supposed to make an important progress report today.
무지하게 중요한 발표니까 필수 참석이라는 공지가 하루에 몇 개씩이나 날아오던지. 그쵸 팀장님, 우리도 무지하게 바쁜 부서라는 건 다들 잊어버렸나 봐.
Apparently, it's really important presentation too. We've been receiving bazillions of reminders about how it's a mandatory attendance event and everything. Right, team leader? It feels like everyone's overlooking just how really busy our department is. Well, yeah, I can imagine. Considering who I think our boss is, I can imagine.
딴지 걸어서 미안하지만 그건 무지하게 중요한 발표가 맞았네.
Sorry to borrow your wording, but it's indeed a really important presentation.
그래, 그쪽 성과가 중요한 건 잘 알겠는데 우리 부서도 무지하게.
Yeah, for you maybe, but my department is also really... Hang on. I don't think that's the crux of the matter right now.
발표는 결국 시작되지도 못했으니 우리로서는 그 중요도를 가늠할 수 없겠지.
The presentation did not happen. As such, we are unable to assess its importance at the moment.
결론적으로는 그러한 행사로 인해 우리 팀원들이 이곳 LC 부서로 모였던 거다.
Whatever is the case, the event was what required us LCD members to be present here at the LCE department.
그리고 소개할 인원이 있다. LCD에 들어온 새로운 팀원이지.
And there's one more thing. Allow me to introduce the newest member of the LCD.
우리 부서도 이제 규모가 커졌다 이 말이야.
Yeah, our team has grown in size. Take that.
자네들과 구면이라 들었다만.
I was told you'd met before. Wait, is it who I think it is? A familiar silhouette stepped forward from the opposite side. Someone we did not expect to encounter here of all places.
그대들과의 조우가 항상 이러한 난전 속이라 면목이었군. 강령하셨는가?
Oh, Engdu! Welcome! I'm so happy that you're a bit better now. Mersault didn't hit you too hard, right? Let me just... Oh. I'm happy to see her again. And oh no, we're seeing her again. That means she might die. I hope she doesn't, because she is a fun character. I regret that we must always meet in the midst of plights such as this. I trust you have been well.
앵두 씨, 오랜만이네요.
Miss Engdu, it's been too long.
김 작가님은 아직 회복 중이신가요?
Is Mr. Bamboo-Hatted Kim still in recovery?
우두께서는 육신이 아문 지 오래이나 마음이 맑아지기까지 시간이 걸리는 것 같더군.
My mentor's flesh
기다리는 수밖에.
has long since healed, but it will take some time until his mind regains its former tranquility. However long the wait, endure it I must.
머지않아 좋아지실 거야. 그때까진 내가 그때 저지른 과오를 묵묵히 속죄할 뿐.
I have faith that he will recover in time. Until then, in silence shall I atone for the transgression I have committed. Yeah, you did almost freak out and distort due to that monolith thing. Engdu appeared to be referring to how she ran Bamboo-Hatted King him through with her sword. I forgot about that part. Under the monolith's distorting influence.
그래도 LCD 팀에 합류해서 잘 적응하고 계시는 것 같아 다행이네요.
Still, I'm glad you seem to be adjusting well to life at LCD. Sinclair caught the shadow flickering across Engdu's face and swiftly stepped up to lighten the mood.
의탁하고 있는 신세지. 우리에겐 돌아갈 곳이 마땅히 남아있지 않으니.
I would say I was taken in, but I am deeply grateful regardless. My mentor and I have nowhere left to call home.
하지만 언젠가는
But someday,
다시
we will.
우두와 함께 S사로 돌아갈 것이야.
Return to S-Corp together. Honestly, I hope you do and hope you survive because I would love to return to S-Corp with you.
저쪽도 섞이기 위해 고군분투를 하고 있나 보네요.
Looks like she's trying her best to fit in too.
어딜 가나 처음 적응해가는
One
건
second,
법이지.
hydrating. Second. It's always hard to get settled in no matter where you start from.
이곳의 인원끼리는 얼추 안면을 틔운 것 같으니
Now that we've grown acquainted with one another,
빠르게 다음으로 넘어가도록 할까.
let us move on to the issue at hand. Honestly, it's just happy to see them again. Again, Engdu, all of them. It's just so happy to see them. I am very, very nervous about their safety, but I hope everything goes well. So good. Now, a distinct objective.
지금 필요한 것은 정보 공유, 그리고 그것을 기반으로 하는 줄이다.
First order of business is intelligence sharing and deductive reasoning based on the available information. That's the detective for you. You know, it does also occur to me that since Ezra and Moses are popping up, we might get a ID based on them. I don't think so. It feels a bit premature, but it's entirely possible we might get IDs at least referencing them.
나와 팀원들은 발피실로 향하는 통로에서 습격을 당했지.
My team and I were attacked in the hallway connected to the conference.
그놈은 그냥 단도직입적으로 말할게. 엄청 강했어.
That guy was, I'll be straight with you guys, super duper strong.
말벌 그 자식이 자리만 안 비웠어도 한번 붙어보긴 했을 텐데.
I would have stood my ground if only Hornet, that dumbass, were here.
말벌이라 하면
By Hornet, you are referring to...
우리 막내인데 진짜 세긴 하거든? 얼마나 세냐면
the junior of our team. He's really strong. He's so strong that,
내가 예전에 말이야.
Oh, I've got it.
뭐였지? 빵이었던 것 같은데 아무튼 그걸 먹으려고 접시에 덜어놨는데 말벌 그 자식이 아니 잠깐 등 돌렸는데 그대로 집어먹은 거야.
There was this time that what was it again? Some kind of pastry, I think. Anywho, I got me some some bread to snack on later, and in the split second my back was turned, Hornet, that asshole, swiped it right off of my plate. I mean, that a normal person could do that if they wanted to.
확 열이 받아서 그대로 명치에 주먹을 팍 꽂았지. 먹은 거 뱉어내라고. 근데 그냥 욱 이러더니 아무렇지도 않게 빵을 꿀떡 삼키는 거 있지?
I was so
말이 되는 맷집이야?
I was so pissed off that I punched him right in his solar plexus to get him to cough it up, and he just went oof and swallowed my bread anyway. Like, does that make any sense to you guys?
잘은 모르겠지만 강하신가 보네요.
Yeah, I guess that makes him strong. It definitely makes him a weirdo. Although Ezra's anecdote wasn't very illuminating, none of us bothered to ask for further clarification, as it seemed to that the only way to get an objective measure on Hornet's strength was to let her punch us in the solar plexus as well.
그래서 그분은 지금 어디 계시는데요?
So what's this Hornet up to now? Ishmael peeked around as though she was expecting him to pop out from a hiding spot in the broadcast sector.
그게 말이지. 아마 들으면 깜짝 놀랄걸? 무려
Oh, you are going to lose your mind when you hear this. Listen up. What he's...
아직, 에즈라.
Not yet, Ezra.
무려 비밀이야. 아직 기밀 사항이거든.
Up to is a secret. It's a classified stuff. I'm guessing it's a case where whatever it's probably for a future Canto. Ezra trailed off awkwardly.
나는 관찰과 추리를 통해 적을 파악하는 편이다.
I tend to analyze my enemies with observation and deduction.
어떤 무기를 쓰는지, 어떤 방식을 선호하는지, 사력을 즐기는지 피하는지, 어떤 마음가짐으로 전투에 임하는지에 대한 모든 색깔을
I try to identify their unique colors, kinds of weapons they use, their methodologies, whether they enjoy the slaughter or avoid it, their attitudes towards battle, all of it.
이를 파고들면 반격할 수 있는 적절한 시점을 알게 되며 약점을 짐작할 수 있게 되지. 그런 식으로 얼추 길을 열 수 있으니.
Once I have that, I can get an idea of when to begin my counterattack, or what kind of weakness of theirs I can exploit. And that's how I've usually opened my path forward. But... let me guess. You can't do that here. Yeah, future Canto or future Intervallo.
하지만 그자는
But he... Moses inhaled sharply, as though she missed her smoking pipe, which was nowhere to be seen at this moment. Oh.
모든 것이 난잡해.
Was
어떠한 패턴도
chaotic.
읽을 수 없었다.
I could not identify a single pattern in his behavior.
그놈은 껍데기다.
He is an empty shell. Wait,
사람을 죽일 때 어떠한 감정도 담겨 있지
his act of killing lacks any emotional touch. Let me guess. He follows the prescripts, and that's all that matters.
그러니 무엇도 읽을 수 없었을 거다.
That is why you couldn't get a read on
반대로
him.
너는 너무나 선명히 보이는군.
On the other hand, you appear so clearly to me.
어지간히도 뭔가를 베고 싶은 건가?
You seem so anxious to cut something down. Is that correct?
산산조각 났지만 그 파편 하나하나가 예리하고 투명하니
You are
마치 수많은 칼날이 되었어.
broken, shattered, but every shard is keen and transparent, like a hail of small blades.
끊어내고 싶으면서도 끊어낼 수 없어서 더 가련해 보이는 유리와 같은 검.
A glass-like sword of many edges, is so fragile with its futile wish to sever away what cannot be severed.
그 상처투성이 손에는 무얼 그렇게 쥐고 있는 거지?
What is it that you grasp so tightly in that scarred hand of yours? Oh, that's what I want to know. I want to know about that sword you never draw.
너 이 새끼.
Little
멋대로
shit.
뭘 보고 있는 거냐?
Little shit, what are you peeking at? And I just realized something. Ryoshu is not talking in acronyms. Ryoshu is just talking normally.
팀장님한테 호칭이 지금
Hey, don't talk to our team leader like... Just as Ezra was about to give her a stern warning, Hohenheim stepped in and changed the subject.
덧붙이자면 나와 여기 있는 마트는 실험실 앞에 있었네.
To add to that, Martin here and I were in front of the laboratory when it occurred.
처음 시작은 바람 소리였지. 아주 거대한 것이 공기를 타고 날아오는 소리가 들렸네. 정교한 기계들과 격리실이 즐비해 있는 이 부서에서는 들려서는 안 될 소리였지.
At first, it began with the sound of rushing wind, something large and heavy, cleaving through the air, the kind of sound one should never come to expect from a department like ours, so full of delicate machinery and containment units.
제 바로 앞이었습니다. 저와 한 걸음 차이로 걷고 있었던 직원의 허리가 두동강이 났는데
It happened right before my eyes. Something snapped the employee who was walking only a step ahead of me, in half.
순간적으로 그런 생각이 들었죠. 환상체가 탈출한 걸까?
And the first thing that came to my mind was this. Did an abnormality breach containment? Honestly, that's a logical thing to consider, considering that, you have abnormalities all around. So, maybe one of them breached containment. Maybe they didn't.
하지만 정말 격리실에서 탈출이 일어난 것이었다면
But if such were the
경고음이
case,
울려야 했죠.
the alarm should have gone off. That's also an issue. Like, the alarm should have gone off.
알리사 씨가 말해준 것과 동일하네요.
So far, this tracks with what Miss Elisa told me.
어떠한 전조 증상도 없이 습격이 일어났다고.
She said there wasn't any warning at all before the attack.
자세히 보니 그건 환상체도 죄종도 뒤틀림도 아니고 거대한 칼집이었죠.
Once I got a better look of what that was, I realized that it was neither abnormality, pecatulum, nor distortion. It was a massive scabbard.
그리고 칼집이 날아온 방향에는 칼집을 던진 것으로 추측되는 자가 태어난 표정으로
When I looked forward where the scabbard came from, there stood a man who presumably threw the weapon,
책을 읽고 있었습니다.
reading a book like he was out on a stroll.
그 책은
And the book was... Let me guess. It was the Book of Vengeance. The middle ball there.
마티아스. 그놈의 안가품 장부겠군.
Matthias. He must have been reading his Book of Vengeance.
엄지의 중지라.
First the thumb, and now the middle. We are going to get more fingers soon.
수초 동안 멍하니 보고 있었는데 팀장님이 저를 잡아 끌었습니다.
I stared at him, still processing what had just happened, when Boss grabbed my arm and started running. Good reaction, Hohenheim. Good
뒤를
reaction.
다시 돌아보지는 못했어요. 수십 명이 비명을 지르는 소리가 들렸죠.
I couldn't look back. I heard screaming from dozens of people, but
필요 이상으로 설명이 길군 자네는.
you seem to be fond of recounting unnecessary details.
이곳 방송 섹터 안까지 들어온 이후에서야 알리사 생각이 났어요.
Only after arriving here at the broadcast sector did I remember that Alyssa was still out there.
목숨이 위급할 때 뇌는 생존을 위해 최소한의 정보만 전달하네. 당연한 증상이지.
When one's life is at risk, the brain instinctively reduces the processing of information to the bare minimum required for survival. It is only natural.
하지만 그 연구 계획서를 마지막으로 관리하던 건 저였으니까요, 팀장님.
But I was the last person who handled that research proposal, boss.
알리사도 원래는 발표실에 있었어야 했어요.
Elisa should have been at the conference hall too, with us.
있잖아. 그런 걸 일일이 따지다가는 진짜 남아있는 게 없을 것 같거든.
Hey, listen, if you want to look back and nitpick at literally everything you did in the past, we're gonna be here forever.
너무 뻔한 위로 같긴 하지만 앞으로 무엇을 할 수 있을지부터 생각해도 늦지 않아.
I know it might sound like a bit of an empty platitude, but focus on what we can right now. What we're going to do going forward, okay? We'll have time for regrets later.
아, 그렇네요.
I suppose so.
저희 팀장님을 한 차례 구해주시기까지 했는데 다른 사람도 아니고 제가 여러분들을 못
You did save my boss once, so I guess it's only right that I should have more faith in you people more than anyone else.
그 또한 실험의 일환이었다고 반박하고 싶지만 시간이 없으니 넘어가도록 하지.
Yep. I should like to clarify that saving was but part of the experiment. But given the urgency, I'll forego a more detailed explanation. Ah, such a nerd, such a nerd.
각자의 상황 설명은 끝난 것 같으니 지금까지 확인된 정보를 공유해 보도록 할까?
Looks like we're all caught up. Good. Now, let's share what we know. Moses began laying out the situation with the expertise befitting a leader of the LCD.
오늘 이곳 본사 지하에 있는 LC의 부서에 침입자들이 습격하였다.
Today, intruders attacked the LCE department situated in the basement of the HQ.
LC 전 구역이 통제불능이 되었고 이곳을 제외한 모든 섹터가 각각 하나 혹은 둘의 습격자에 의해 무력화되었지.
We lost control of the entire LCE facility, and save for our current location, every sector has been neutralized by a single or a pair of intruders.
정상적인 의사소통이 가능할 정도로 생존해 있는 인원은 이곳에 모인 숫자가 전부.
Any survivors who's conscious enough to communicate properly is already here.
그 이후에는 격리실까지 강제 개방되어 밖은 더욱 혼란스러운 상태고.
After the attack, every containment unit was also forcibly unlocked, adding even more fuel to the fire.
사면 초가요. 발 디딜 곳을 찾는 일은 어디를 가든 쉽지가 않군.
We are beset by foes on every side. A search for a foothold is a difficult one indeed.
에이, 여기 감시 카메라만 전부 볼 수만 있어도 그놈들이 지금 어디에 있는지 정도는 볼 수 있을 텐데.
If only these surveillance cameras weren't busted. I'd love to be able to keep track of their whereabouts. Yeah, would be great, but that's the problem with cameras. They're the most obvious thing.
여러 번 말하는 중이지만 고치려고 시도 중일세. 의도적으로 끊어진 전력을 복구시키는 것을 마치 안경을 닦는 것처럼 쉽게 말하는군.
As I have repeated many times today, we are attempting to bring it back to operational status. You speak of restoring a sabotage power grid like it's a task as simple as wiping someone's glasses. Faust! Show him up! Show him up, Faust! Show that you are the better scientist.
지금 가장 필요한 정보는 두 가지다.
More than anything, we need these two pieces of information at present.
침입자가 누구인가? 그리고 무엇을 위해 LC에 침입했는가?
1. Who are the attackers? 2. What objective brought them to the LCE? Ryoshu. He's enlightened us.
우리가 마주한 자는 그저 명령받은 대로 사람을 죽이는 것에만 혈안이 되어 있었지.
The man we encountered seemed to have a one-track mind, squarely set on killing as ordered. Probably the Index.
하지만 목적을 단순 습격 후 살인으로 두기에는 미심쩍은 점이 많다.
But there are far too many threads that point towards a motivation more complex than infiltrate the facility and slaughters its employees with abandon. Moses' deduction aligned with Otis's. If the assailants' goal was truly nothing more than slaughter, their first order of action should have been to unlock the containment units.
침입자의 정체는 그래. 대략적이나마 유추할 단서가 모였다.
The intruders are, yes, I have enough evidence to at least get a general idea of whom they might be. We have a thumb father, we have a middle father, we have a likely ring father, and we have an index father. Only person missing now is the pinky father.
설명해보게.
Do elaborate.
붉은 시선을 붙잡았다던 엄지아비라고 불리는 자. 그리고 연구원들을 습격한 중지에 시체로 된 인형까지 미루어 보아 그 솜씨는 아마도 약지 쪽이겠지.
There's the thumb nurse father who's stalling the red gaze. Then there's the member of the middle who attacked the researchers. And we've seen evidence of the ring's involvement too, given the presence of corpse mannequins.
최소로 잡아도 손가락 2개 이상의 조직이 혼재된 상황이라고.
At least 2 or more fingers are involved in this attack. No, all of them are involved.
뭔지
Thumb,
흑운의 우두머리 짓을 하는 것들도 이곳에.
the vile cur the Kurakumo clan serves are here.
허나 이상하군. 모제스 아씨, 손가락이라는 작자들은 서로를 척하는 자들이 아닌가?
Yet this is quite odd. Lady Moses, are the fingers not hostile against one another?
손가락 걸기 따위로 치고받고 싸우지 않고서야 하물며 같은 목표로 움직인다니.
Those ilk have no business coming within even a sleeve's breadth of each other, save when compelled to attend assemblies such as the Bow Bell, where they oft quarrel to no end.
그래. 그러니 역으로 판단하자면 꽤 중요한 목적이 있어서 각 손가락 간부급들이 특수하게 모였다 봐야겠지.
Correct, but consider this from the opposite perspective. There must be something of enough importance for the officers of each finger to put aside their differences and work hand in hand. Turns to Ryoshu.
거미 혹은 거미집의 아비들.
Spiders, or the nurse father of the fathers of the House of Spiders.
그들은 그렇게 불린다.
That's what they're called.
그리고 우리는 이미 그들이 펼쳐둔 거미줄에 걸린 상태지.
And we've just snared ourselves into the web they spun.
손가락은 서로의 영역을 침범하지 않기 위해 선을 그어둔다. 지금처럼 엉켜있는 일은 드물어.
The fingers rarely ever cross the line they've drawn between each other. This strange entanglement certainly is a deviation.
아비들이라. 그 칭호 의미 없이 붙여지진 않았을 테지.
Nurse fathers, was it? It seems like a terribly meaningful title to me. Yes, you know, raising children and all that.
거미집이란 곳은 무언가를 기르는군. 그것도 각 손가락의 간부급이 모여서 양육이라는 행위를 한다라.
Then it can be presumed that the House of Spiders is a place to raise something or someone. Ryoshu. To have such high-ranking officers of each finger gather in one place to nurture someone.
말이 안 되나 싶지만 그 목적이 범상치 않을 만큼 역설적으로 그들이 모일 당위성을 보충하는군.
One might think it hardly makes any sense, and indeed it doesn't. But what if their purpose instead is just as outrageous? That would, paradoxically, explain how they've come together.
리오슈라 했던가? 그곳과 얽혀 있는 것으로 보이는데.
Ryoshu, is it? You seem inextricably tied to that place.
뭘 원, I.
IKWYW. Sinclair, translation.
아, 이건 뭘 원하시는지.
She just said, I know what you want.
괜찮다. 줄여 말해도 파악할 수 있으니.
Oh, no need. I can understand her abbreviations. Wow. Moses. Truly you are a brilliant woman.
하지만 나도 내가 아는 것을 토해낼 수가 없군.
But I can't tell you what I know because you don't know what you know.
정보와 기억 전부 깨져 있겠지. 내게 보이는 것처럼.
Because it's all broken. The place, the memories attached to it, I can see how they've shattered. I have a feeling we're going to have to put these pieces together and learn a lot more about Ryoshu as a person.
모든 것을 기억해낼 필요는 없어. 내가 제일 궁금한 건 그 범상치 않은 목표다. 그건 무엇인지 말할 수 있겠나?
I agree with that statement. Moses is goated. Truly an impressive woman. You don't have to recall everything. All I need to know is what that outrageous purpose is. What is it?
나
Me. Yeah, they raised me.
나를 무엇이든 베는 검으로 만들어내는 것.
Forge me into a blade that cuts through all.
그리고 나는
But I left that place behind.
그곳을 빠져나왔다.
And now they want you back. They want to finish the process. Ryoshu, can you tell us anything more?
아쉽지만 여기까지군 시계.
Shame, but that's all I have, Clock.
말하기 어렵다. 말할 수 있었어도 말하기 쉽지 않아.
I don't remember much more than that. Even if I did, it's not an easy thing to speak of. Ryoshu let out a protracted sigh, just as Moses did earlier. The long exhalation of someone who clearly craved a puff of smoke. It betrays the aloofness she projected. Come to think of it, Ryoshu hasn't been smoking at all since we got here. Or maybe since the truck. I think she sort of stopped doing it around the time we left. She met that kid back in Hongyang. Remember the whole don't smoke around children thing?
시계. 저자가 말한 것처럼 그리고 네가 본 것처럼 내 머리는 엉망진창이다.
Talk like she said, and not what you've seen. My mind, like what you've seen, my mind is a mess.
나 역시 내 스스로 궁금한 게 있지만 알아낼 수 없지.
I have questions of my own, but the answers elude me.
그러나 아까처럼 내 놈의 힌트로 뭔가
Second.
짜맞춰질 만도 하다는 생각이 들었다.
1 second, hydrating. But maybe the pieces can be put together using your hints, like the one you gave me earlier.
그러니 같이 풀어내야 한다. 이 퍼즐 혹은 방탈출을.
So we have to solve this together, this puzzle, or this game of escape room. Ryoshu muttered placidly.
거미집의 목표가 너라면 굳이 본사를 침입할 이유가 없을 거다.
If it is you the House of Spiders wants, then I must ask you to entertain this question. Why did they bother attacking the HQ? Because they don't just want to grab Ryoshu and take her back to train her more. They want to engineer the scenario where they Oh, I must have missed that. Must have missed that she had the sig on the truck. Or maybe I'm forgetting. But I feel like this seems to be a case with the Index where they have a prescript that they believe will, if they do these actions, will form Ryoshu into that blade. Oh. As Moses began her explanation, Ryoshu looked in her direction with mild amusement.
거미집을 빠져나왔다는 발언은 아마 탈출을 의미하겠지.
When you said you left the House of Spiders, I presume you meant you escaped it.
손가락 길이의 관계성을 고려했을 때 사이좋게 모여있을 위인들이 아닌데도 아비들은 너를 잃은 이후로도 거미집이란 단체를 유지했다. 단편적으로만 본다면 네 복귀를 기다렸을 수도 있지.
Members of different fingers are hardly the kind of people to fraternize even on a good day. Oh yeah, gang members don't talk to other gang members. Plus, all the fingers are insane. But this alliance of sorts, they call the House of Spiders, has persisted even after your departure. At a glance, it may only appear that they were simply waiting for your return.
하지만 오늘의 행동들을 보아선 그렇게 인내심이 대단한 자들로 보이지도 않는다.
But given their behaviors today, they don't strike me as a particularly patient group as a whole.
이제야 모습을 드러냈다는 것이 수상하다는 거지. 저들이 절박했다면 벌써 움직여야 했을 거다.
Oh, yeah, probably, again, probably prescript ordained stuff, not to mention, uh, we have weird future knowledge nonsense allowing us to time these things perfectly, somehow. Well, in other words, I find it suspicious that they decided to act now. If they were desperate, they would have made the move long ago.
이건 때를 기다린 거라는 생각이 드는군.
This leads me to believe that they were waiting for the right time.
류슈, 너를 되찾든 그게 아닌 뭔가를 하든
Whichever
지금이 저들의 움직일 때가 된 셈이다.
is their motivation, Ryoshu. Whether it is getting you back or doing something else, the fact remains that they have chosen this particular moment to act.
저희가 만난 거미집의 아비는 류슈 씨가 이곳 본사 연구소로 올 수 있도록 길을 비켜줬어요.
The nurse father of the House of Spiders we encountered. She made way for us so that Ryoshu could come to the HQ research facility.
그분이 류슈 씨에게 내비친 복잡한 감정들은 하나같이 강렬했지만
She harbored such intense and complicated feelings for Ryoshu, but... Wait. Why the research was... So... I wonder if they want to use the distortion still, the distortion rock thing, and once Ryoshu is just right, they want to use it to have her distort into a sword. Maybe that's reaching a bit much, but it's a possibility.
그럼에도 류슈 씨를 죽이거나 데려가려는 듯한 행동은 조금도 보이지 않았던 것 같아요.
I don't think I got any sense that she was trying to kill or take Ryoshu with her.
아비들이 이곳에서 날 기다리고 있다고 한 걸 보면
But she said the nurse fathers were waiting for me here.
나를 보러 온 건 맞다. 괴짜 탐정.
Clearly, they're here to see me, weirdo detective.
너 자꾸 말을... 야,
Alright,
뭐야?
you... Hey, what the hell's your problem?
진정하게 저들의 대화를 막지 않는 게 좋네.
Be calm, please. It is best that we do not interrupt their conversation.
필시, 저 논쟁 안에서 답을 떠올리겠지. 흐름을 끊지 않아야 할 것이네.
An intense dialogue, shall they find and draw out the answer? Let us not dare stem this course.
너를 자극하기 위해 거미집의 아비들이 습격했다는 추측은 합당하지만
It is a fair assumption that the nurse fathers of the House of Spiders have attacked this place to provoke you. However,
당장의 목적은 따로 있다는 생각을 지울 수가 없군.
I can't seem to shake the thought that they must have a distinct objective. They do. They want to sharpen the blade. This is all to sharpen the blade.
묘슈라는 인물만을 노리고자 했다면 이곳과 지금이 적기는 아니잖나.
If they were indeed after Ryoshu and only Ryoshu, then choosing this specific time and place hardly seems to serve their purpose. The intervals between each of the sinners are different. But once a sinner's turn ends, another's begins, every time without failure. This case has everything to do with Ryoshu. I believe without a shred of doubt it's her turn. Once the sinners relayed my words, Moses fell into a brief contemplation and began to mutter a sequence of words.
림버스 컴퍼니, 거울, 유리창, 구엘사, 추출된 에고, 엔케팔린, 신비, 환상체, 모노리스,
Limbus Company,
수감자 류슈.
the mirror, or the glass window, the former L-Corp extraction ego, encephalon, and psychomins, abnormalities, monolith, sinner Ryoshu.
이곳 LC의 연구소에서 거미집의 목적이 될 수 있는 것은 그리 많지 않더군.
I can't think of too many things in the LCE research facility that could be what the House of Spiders is after.
당장 쓸 수 없는 정보를 모두 제외하면 추측할 수 있는 모든 목적 중 가장 합당한 목적은
By process of
저
elimination,
하나뿐이다.
the only reasonably answer that can be deduced is as follows.
황금가지.
They're here for the golden boughs. Yeah, that would be the most likely and most valuable thing to grab from this location.
결국 그런 결론이 나는 것인가?
So that's how it is. Moses is right. It's become very important for us to look into Ryoshu's past, to reach in and see what lies there, but LCB's goal, its journey, and its story have always been bound to the same terminus, obtaining the golden boughs. Hohenheim, where are the boughs in this facility located?
관리자님께서 황금가지의 위치를 묻는군요.
The manager would like to know the location of the golden boughs.
이곳에 실험실에 있네.
It's at the laboratory in this facility. Hohenheim gaze turned to me. Perhaps he was looking at the clock hands on my head.
그래. 발표 내용에 대해서 말하지 않을 수가 없겠군.
Very well. I suppose there's no way around sharing the contents of our presentation. Hohenheim's answer sounded more like a prolonged sigh.
그건 황금가지 실험 성과에 대한 발표였네.
It was a presentation regarding our progress in the Golden Bough experimentation. Yeah, I'm interested, Faust.
그리고 그 발표가 공개될 수 있는 인원은 한정되어 있네. 지금 자네들 LCB는 포함되지 않았어.
And the limited groups of individuals with clearance to access the contents of that presentation does not include the members of the LCB.
황금가지를 개고생해서 구해오는 건 우리인데 우리한테만 정보 공개를 제한하는 건 무슨...
Oi, hey, aren't we the ones risking our necks out there to collect these boughs? How come we're not allowed to?
보안의 범위를 결정하는 건 내가 아니네.
I am not the one who decides the scope of our security.
호엔하임 씨가 우려하는 바가 무엇인지는 알고 있습니다.
Hohenheim, your concerns is understandable.
회사는 황금가지에 대한 정보의 공개를 엄중하게 제한하고 있으니까요.
The company maintains tight control over any information regarding the golden boughs.
혹여 회사의 동의 없이 이 정보가 노출되었을 경우 어떤 조치가 내려올지는 현재로서 알 수 없습니다.
There is no way to know at
최악의
this
경우
moment
기억 소거 절차까지도
what the
감안해야
consequences
하겠죠.
of leaking this information without the company's explicit consent might be. If the worst comes to worst, we may even be subject to a memory wipe procedure.
지금 같은 비상 상황에서 그딴 걱정부터 해야 한다니.
Unbelievable, we're stalled by some red tape at an exigent circumstance like this.
비밀스럽고 수상쩍은 회사에서 뭘 바라겠나?
What do you expect from a company practically built on secrecy and suspicion?
그럼 감안한다고 생각하고 본론부터 말하지. 우리는 황금가지를 회수된 각각의 가지를 접목하는 실험을 진행 중이었다네.
Anyway, assuming the risks of divulging this information are understood and accepted by all parties present, let me get straight to the point. The golden boughs we were experimenting with grafting the retrieved boughs onto one another. Interesting. So we already know golden boughs individually are ludicrously powerful. So together they're even stronger. Are you trying to make a proper tree?
가지를 접목한다는 것은 혹시
Grafting the boughs.
한 그루의 나무로 만들겠다는 뜻인가?
So, then was the purpose to combine the boughs to form a singular tree?
연구자 앞에서는 두루뭉술하게 넘길 수도 없겠군.
Nothing slips by a fellow researcher, I suppose.
맞네.
You are correct.
특수한 환경에서 황금가지를 배양시켜 묘목을 만드는 중이라네. 아직은 한 그루로 완전하게 접목시키지는 못했지만 그리 먼 이야기는 아니지.
We are incubating the golden boughs under a very special environment to create a sapling. We haven't yet managed to graft them together into a proper tree, no. But the horizon is in sight. So that's why they want the bowels, because if they can make a tree, then they can grow that, and that can become a singularity.
그 실험의 성과를 사내의 주요 관계자들과 몇몇 팀에게 공개할 예정이었는데 이런 사고가 터져버렸건.
Today was the day we were to share the successes of the experiment with certain major characters and teams within the company until this happened.
황금가지는 실험실에 있더라.
Golden boughs are at the laboratory. Ah, yes. Yes, the Eld Tree. Oh, and this is how we lead into Elden Ring, which honestly might not be a bit of a joke because I do have the game and I've been wanting to make a stream of it. I have this whole plan for what I call Roads to Get Good.
그럼 실험실에서 황금가지를 먼저 찾아내 보호하는 게 급선무겠네요.
Then we have to get to the laboratory before they do and secure the golden boughs.
하지만 섣불리 움직이기에는 이곳에 도사리는 적들이 너무 많지 않아? 본사랑 더 연락할 방법은 없는 거야?
But we can't just waltz out on our own when this whole place might be crawling with enemies. Is there any way we can get in touch with the HQ right now?
본사의 지원 요청은 들어갔나?
Did HQ even receive your support request?
1시간 전에 구조 신호를 보냈지만 명확하게 닿았을지는 알 수 없네. 송신기들은 전부 그들이 파괴해버려서 말이지.
We did send a rescue signal to HQ an hour ago, but we have no way of knowing whether it was received. The attackers destroyed all of our outgoing transmitters earlier.
신호만 들어갔다면 LC에게 규격 외의 상황이 벌어졌다는 건 금방 파악했겠지.
As long as they received a signal, any signal, it shouldn't take long until they recognize that the LCE is under attack by an overwhelming force.
LCA가 지원을 보냈다는 가정하에서 그들이 이곳까지 도착하는 데 걸리는 시간을 예상할 수 있나?
Assuming that the LCA has sent us support units, do we have an estimate on how long it might take for them to arrive?
현재 시설 곳곳에 산재한 폐쇄 경로를 지나오는 시간을 모두 감안해도
Even if they have to navigate around inaccessible passages currently present in the facility,
10분 이내일 것입니다.
it should be no more than 10 minutes.
10분이라면 이미 도착하고도 남았을
10
텐데.
minutes? They should have been here already.
신호를 받지 못했거나 엘리베이터가 중간에 작동을 멈춰 갇혔을 수도 있겠죠.
They have either failed to receive the transmission, or the power outage has trapped the reinforcements in the elevators, and this is why you have stairways. Fire safety, people. Oh, in events of power outages, do not take the elevators. There are stairs for a reason. I don't care how exhausted you get. Take the stairs.
하긴 우리야 소드 씨가 설명해줘서 뒷문으로
Yeah.
볼 수 있었지.
If it weren't for Miss Sound bringing us up to speed, we wouldn't have thought of using the back door to come straight to this facility.
그런 거라면 통제실에서 전력 분배기만 재부팅해줘도 해결될 것에.
If such is the case, then we need only reboot the power divider in the facility management room.
어이 척척 박사. 이 부서의 셧다운 상태를 복구시키려면 저 돌아다니는 뒤틀림이나 환상체들을 모조리 제압해야 하는 거지?
Hey, Mr. Big Brain, if we want to restore this department from a shutdown state, we gotta take out all of the distortions and the abnormalities sauntering about, right?
완벽히 복구하기 위해서는 그렇다고 봐야겠지. 이것은 복도의 환상체가 하나라도 탈출해 돌아다닌다면 다른 부서로 갈 수 있는 모든
In
통로가
order to
차단되도록
perfectly restore
만들어졌으니.
this place, yes. This place has been designed to be quarantined from every other department if even a single abnormality has escaped to its hallways.
깊이 생각해봤자 뭐가 더 나오겠어? 환상체나 뒤틀림들이 무서운 거면 우리가 처리해줄게.
No use sitting around putting our heads together then, right? Hey, if you guys are scared of some abnormalities or distortions, leave it to us. We'll kick their butts. You're talking to the group of sociopaths, psychopaths, and just crazy people who fight a lot of abnormalities.
무섭다고는 한마디도 안 했는데요. 좀 더 신중하게 행동해야 하는 게 어떻냐는 말이죠.
Nobody said that they're scared. I'm just saying we could benefit from practicing a bit of caution.
역시 전력 수리부터 하는 게 제일 현명할 수도 있네. 습격자들은 어둠 속에서 더 활기를 칠 테니 말이야.
It would be wisest to prioritize restoring power to the facility. It seems that these attackers are making effective use of the dark. Awaiting. Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
아무래도
I see.
효율적인 작전 수행을 위해서는 인원 편제를 분할하는 편이 좋겠습니다, 관리자님.
Executive Manager, I am of the opinion that we must split our forces in order to facilitate our operation, given the urgency of the situation.
우선순위만을 논하면서 시간을 낭비하기에는 상황이 썩 좋아 보이지 않는군요.
The situation looks rather pressing for us to sit here and waste time debating what to tackle first. Once I nodded in agreement, Otis quickly took control of the situation.
지금부터 우리는 수색 정찰 및 탈출을 준비한다.
Listen up, men. We prepare for two things, reconnaissance and extraction.
뭐? 나가자고?
Extraction, you mean escape?
LCA 지원이 도착할 것이라고 가정한다면 그 타이밍에 맞춰 우리도 행동하는 편이 유리하다. 협공의 가능성이 높아지기 때문이지.
Assuming that the LCA support will arrive, it would serve us best to move in tandem with them to improve our chances of launching a joint attack with numerical advantage over our enemies.
또한 정황을 보아하니 이 위치에 너무 오래 숨어 있었다. 적은 계속해서 이곳을 들쑤시며 목표를 달성할 때까지 닥치는 대로 죽이는데 우리의 위치를 고정해 놓는 것은 죽을 확률만 늘리는 셈이다.
Well, yes, it could have been an email, but you have to keep in mind, these people are scientists, and scientists love talking about all the fancy stuff they developed, all the fancy things they've come up with. Anyway, we have to stay mobile. We've held this position for too long. Our enemies will methodically kill and comb through the entire facility until they find what they're looking for. The more we remain stationary, the more likely we are to encounter them, and that will only elevate the risk of total obliteration.
그건 말 되네. 하긴 쟤네들은 한 번 죽으면 끝이기도 하고.
Makes sense? Besides, the others here ain't like us. Once they get killed, it's over for them. Yes, people die when they're killed, Heathcliff. People die when they're killed.
거기에 더해 황금가지 또한 적보다 먼저 회수해야 한다. 무엇을 하려고 하든 이 안에서는 해결할 수 없다.
Another thing, don't forget that we have to reach the golden bows before our enemies do. Whichever we end up prioritizing, we won't get another done by staying holed up in here.
그래. 그럼 우리가 다 같이 나간다 쳤을 때 제일 먼저 갈 장소는 어디인가? 자네 말대로 황금가지의 회수나 전력 복구 같이 한 번에 준비할 것이 많아 보이는데.
Very well. Then, if we were all to leave this place at the same time, where should we prioritize? We have many pressing tasks, as you have explained. Golden Bow retrieval, facility power
전력을
restoration.
복구할 통제실과 실험실, 그리고 손상된 회로가 있는 복도는 전부 멀리 떨어져 있습니다만.
But the facility management room to restore power to the facility, the laboratory, and the area with the damaged circuitry are all located far from each other.
팀을 나눈다.
We divide and conquer.
황금가지의 보호, 시설 전력의 복구, 환상체 제압을 통한 지원 통로 개척. 이 막중한 문제들을 동시에 해결하기 위해서는 각각에 걸맞은 팀들이 배치되는 것이 낫겠지.
Securing the Golden Bow, restoring power, and suppressing abnormalities to clear a path for the reinforcements. They're all equally important, and must be resolved concomitantly. And to do so, we must split up into squads based on our expertise.
그래, 뭐 찬성이야. 우리는 따로 행동하는 편이 더 편하기도 하고.
Yeah, alright, we work better as separate units anyway. Okay, so I guess we're going to be splitting between scientists, nerds with their ego equipment. Probably we'll send them to the least dangerous. Ezra and Moses is an Ayong. and we'll send them to probably get power restored, and the sinners go directly for the bows because that's what we do.
황금가지는 우리 LCB 부서가 찾도록 하지. 이곳에 있는 관리자님께서는 근처에 황금가지가 있으면 바로 알아차릴 수 있는 능력을 갖추고 계시니.
The LCB will be in charge of securing the golden bow, as our executive manager here has the ability to detect it whenever they are in proximity to one of them.
금속 탐지기 뭐 그런 기능인 건가?
Oh, kind of like a metal detector. Exactly, like a metal detector.
그런 싸구려 같은 비유를.
How dare you to compare the executive manager to a...
지금만 넘어가지.
I'll let that slide given the urgency.
그리고 환상적인 뒤틀림, 죄종들의 제압은 자네들 LCD 부서에 부탁하고 싶군.
Anyway, we would like to leave abnormality, distortion, and peccatula suppression to the LCD. Yeah, makes sense. They have Moses, they know these things, and they have more combat power than the nerds.
좋아, 전문이지 그건.
Gotcha, that's totally our bread and butter.
이곳에 격리되어 있던 한 상처나 뒤틀림 중에 까다로운 건 몇 종 정도 되지?
How many difficult abnormalities or distortions did you have contained in this facility? All of them? All the ones we collected.
얼추 당신의 정도의 실력이면 어렵지 않게 제압할 수 있을 걸세. 하지만 그중 2종은 많이 까다로워.
Combatants of your prowess would have no trouble suppressing most of them. Save for 2, however, that might pose some trouble.
실험실끼리 통신할 때 쓰던 초소형 무전기를 주겠네. 너무 멀면 신호가 닿지 않지만 자네들에게 제압 방법을 설명하는 데는 쓸만할 거야.
Take these communicators with you. We use these to communicate between laboratories. While it has limited range, it should be useful enough for relaying the suppression tactic for each entity you come across.
좋아. 통신도 갖출 수 있겠군.
Perfect. We've secured a means of communication. Communication wins wars.
마지막으로 전략 복구는 LCE 부서에 맡기도록 하지. 내부 시설에 대해서는 이곳의 인원 중 제일 익숙할 것 같으니.
As for restoring power to the facility, I would like to designate that task to the LCE personnel here. I presume you are best acquainted with the layout of this facility out of all of us.
합리적이군. 이 부서는 자네들이 보았던 것보다 더 까다롭게 설계가 되어 있거든.
A reasonable choice. The layout of this facility is more complicated than it might have first appeared to you.
전선들이 제대로 정리가 되지 않은 혼란한 상태를 저런 식으로 언급하기도 하더군요.
Faust throwing shade at him. That is indeed one way to describe abysmal cable management. Like, Faust, you don't need to murder the dude. We're already having issues.
그건 엔트로피 증가 과정의 제한이라고 생각해 줬으면 좋겠군. 그리 보여도 안정한 상태일세.
Please consider it but a representation of the entropic escalation phenomenon. Despite the way it looks, the setup is quite stable. Yep, just throws the shade. Any opportunity just to throw shade at the man. And I can just imagine that on the Faust Discord, they have a compilation of just all the times they throw shade at Hohenheim. Martin gave a handful of tiny radios to Otis, who distributed them to each of us.
좋아. 이걸로 상황을 계속 공유하도록 하지.
Very well. Don't forget to keep each other updated. Oh?
잊고 싶던 연기 냄새가 자꾸만 스멀스멀 올라오는군.
The acrid stench of smoke I'd much rather leave behind in the past keeps coming back. I think that's coming from Otis. That's definitely a hint at Otis and the whole smoke war thing. Like, it does show that Otis was involved in something, and definitely the something with her Trojan horse was a major factor. Never go home again. But yeah, I'm just thinking, what if Otis is former L Corp, as in former old L Corp? That would help explain why she can never go home, because her home doesn't exist anymore. Maybe. Maybe not. Shirajo. Shurajo. Shurajo.
잊지 말게. 황금 가지는 보존통에 들어있으니 함부로 대하지 말고.
Don't forget, the golden boughs are kept within a preservation container. Take extra care when handling it.
그래. 우리도 황금 가지들 구해오느라 그렇게 고생을 해야 됐는데 막대하겠나?
Okay. We've been working our butts off to retrieve those shiny twigs too. You know enough about their worth not to throw them around willy-nilly. Gregor's comment did nothing to deter Hohenheim, who kept voicing his warning again and again.
그럼 실험실은 그쪽이고 통제실은
Alright, the lab's that way, and the facility management room is... Ezra was tracing the available routes to guide the LCD team members who arrived with Moses, while others crept down the corridor, alert with any dangers lurking in the shadows.
뭐야?
What was that?
조심해!
There's a wall dropping down. Hey, watch out, you guys! Corridor was thrown into complete chaos.
싱클레어 씨, 이곳으로 오세요.
Sinclair, this way.
안 돼. 거리가 너무 멀어요.
I can't. It's too far. Is everyone alright?
환상체 탈출에 대비해 설치된 격리 시스템이 작동된 것으로 보인다.
It seems that a quarantine system designed for abnormality containment breaches has just been activated. Yeah, it would make sense, Otis being old L Corp, the sense of smoke. The big question is what was the Trojan horse and all the other things there. Like, one possibility for Otis that I just thought about is the possibility that maybe she betrayed old L Corp. Maybe not, though. Oh. And although there's also the possibility she could have just been, she worked for L Corp, and honestly, there's tons of possibilities. Still, gotta wait and see. It would seem that a quarantine system designed for abnormality containment breaches has just been activated. Result, who had been standing close by, replied in a monotonous voice. And just as he said, when I looked around... That was close. That wall nearly flattened us into pancakes.
간발의 차였구려.
We were but a breath away from disaster.
조악해.
Scabby thing.
불신앙이다.
What a wad. What a waste of time. Just when I didn't think it could get any worse, it did. Waste of time.
그런데 류슈 씨는 어디에 계시는 건가요?
Where's Ryoshu, by the way?
관리자 나리! 어디 있는가?
Manager Esquire, where art thou? So we've been separated into groups. Sinclair and Don Quixote were desperately calling out from the other side of the wall.
이렇게까지 완전히 단테님과 분리되어 본 적은 처음이네요.
Hey, I think this is the first time we've ever been completely separated from Dante.
그럼 이제 함부로 다치지도 못하겠네.
Then we can't afford to get hurt.
주변에 환상체가 등장한 것 같진 않은데요.
I don't see any abnormalities around.
역시 차단벽의 제어권도 넘어간 것 같군요. 보란 듯이 저희를 나눠버렸습니다.
Now they've taken over the security wall controls too. They're effectively forced us to split up.
걱정 마십시오, 관리자님. 사소한 차질일 뿐입니다.
Not-
이자들의 통솔은 제게 맡겨주시면 됩니다.
Not to worry, Executive Manager. This is only a minor setback. Allow me to assume command of this unit for the time being.
네? 곧바로 그런 말부터 하신다고요? 단테의 걱정부터...
Hello? That's the first thing you're worried about? Shouldn't you be more concerned about Dante? It's Otis. She wants to be in charge.
난감하게 되었군.
This has grown to be quite the predicament. Hohenheim let out a heavy sigh.
팀장님, 괜찮으세요?
Are you alright, team leader?
그래. 다행히도 부상자는 없어 보이는군.
I am. At least we have no injuries among us. After all that planning, we ended up getting separated into completely random teams.
일단 나누어진 인원부터 파악하지.
Let's first check who we have on each side. Okay, it's me, Mersault, Gregor, Yisang here, also Ryoshu.
여기는 탐정님이랑 나랑 앵두 씨랑 그리고
We've got Detective Miss Angdu and me over here, and
저랑 이스마일 씨와 로자 씨 그리고 오티스 씨가 계시네요.
Ishmael, Rhodia, and me. Otis too.
이쪽은 나와 마툰 군과 조수 군, LC 팀원들.
As for us, Martin, the assistant, LCE members, and the rest.
분명히 무엇인가?
The rest, of whom speakest thou?
자신보다 능력 있는 사람을 인정하는 것이 어려운 자들이 쓰는 의존 명사입니다.
It is a phrase used by individuals who find it especially difficult to acknowledge their betters. Once again, Faust just cannot resist throwing shade at Hohenheim at every opportunity. I just find it delightfully petty.
저랑 돈키호테 씨와 파우스트 씨가 계시네요.
Me, Don Quixote, and Faust. There was no chance we could get the security wall out of our way, even with our combined efforts.
안 되는군요, 역시. 마스터 카드 키로 강제 개방할 수 있어야 하는데.
Master keycard doesn't work either. It should be able to override the lockdown, but even the LCE wasn't having any luck on their side.
약간의 변동이 생기긴 했지만 어쩔 수 없을 것 같군.
There has to be a minor deviation. But it can't be helped. Advance according to the plan.
LCD를 포함한 이 인원은 시설 내에 돌아다니고 있는 것들을 순차적으로 제압한다.
This unit, the LCD included, will neutralize any hostiles within the facility, one threat at a time.
CCTV를 복구하는 대로 그쪽 안내를 돕겠습니다.
We'll assist you with finding the trail as soon as we're done repairing the security cameras.
지금 말한 대로 LC, 호헨하임이 포함된 팀은 통제실로 향해서 전력 복구에 집중하며
The LCE and Hohenheim team will secure the facility management room and prioritize restoring power.
관리자님과 나머지 인원이 있는 팀은 황금가재 확보를 위해 실험실로 향하는 것이 되겠군.
As for the executive manager's team, proceed to the laboratory for golden bow retrieval.
왜 나는 제압이야? 제일 힘든 걸.
Figured I'd end up with the team doing the fighting. And what a pain.
그럼 우리는 먼저 이동한다.
Alright, off we go. Oh, I do like when they shift to these art styles. It's nice and fun. And you can see the little details. Now let's see. Heathcliff, Don Quixote.
내가 앞장서도록 하지. 따라오도록.
I will take the lead. The rest of you, follow me. And with that, Otis and the LCD team's footsteps faded into the distance on the opposite side.
우리도 슬슬 이동하도록 하지. 사실 여기에 있는 마툰 군과 조수 군만 데려가도 통제실을 복구하는 정도는 아무 문제가 없을 것 같긴 하지만 말이야.
We should get moving too. Although I think just Martin and my assistant here will be enough to restore power to the facility management room. Yes, but Sinclair's experience and Don Quixote can fight whatever you encounter.
전력 시설의 구조가 그리 체계적으로 되어 있진 않나 보군요. 이러한 통제불능의 상황까지 대비하여 백업 장치 설계를 했어야 한다는 유감스러운 의견을 표할 수밖에 없습니다.
And once again, Faust throwing shade. There seems to be a lack of proper structure in the generation and distribution of electricity here. It is regrettable that the facility lacks a backup mechanism to handle unforeseen emergencies of this sort.
내가 건물의 설계까지 도맡아 할 만큼 한가하지는 않았어서 말이네. 하지만 실험실의 구조만 독립적으로 놓고 보자면
With the breadth of my responsibilities, it is only natural that I would have been too busy to be responsible for the facility design. However, when viewed independently, the structure of the laboratory itself is... yeah, I agree, Heathcliff.
고작 이런 일로 울상짓지 마시게나, 히스클리프군.
Fret thyself not over so trifling a matter, young Heathcliff.
맞아요. 저희 셋이서 뭉친다면 어떤 일이든 아마...
She's right. With the three of us together, we'll be able to overcome whatever obstacle that gets in our way. Probably. The voices of Hohenheim and the other sinners also slip further away into the background. Still, progress. Make good progress, at least. Good progress. Now let's continue. Okay. Still. Should we get a move on to?
황금 거제가 가까이 느껴지면 바로 말해줘, 관리자 양반.
Let us know if you sense the golden bow, manager bud. Okay.
그러고 보니 흡연자 둘이 딱 여기에 모였군 그래.
The two smokers in the group ended up in the same team. What are the odds?
다들 어떻게 담배도 안 태우고 이런 노동 환경을 버티는지 모르겠다니까.
I'll never know how the others managed to pull through these working conditions without taking a puff.
피운 시절은 있었다. 지속할 이유를 찾지 못하였을 뿐.
There was a time when I partook, but I could not find any reason to maintain the habit. Of course you couldn't.
그래? 못 폈는데.
Oh, there was. What did you smoke?
담배라고 지칭.
Okay, we are back. We should be back here. We should be back. Sorry for that, everyone. Sorry for that. Had a bit of a kerfuffle. Well, turns out someone in my, let's just say that someone in the house forgot to buy electricity and it went off, so we had to quickly get that sorted out. Yeah, welcome back. I swear this entire stream has just been scuff after scuff. First, I forgot to turn on YouTube until I was partway through the stream. My internet has been acting up the entire stream, and then I literally lost power. Oh boy, like there is cursed scuff, and then there is cursed scuff. What can you do? What can you do? No. Yeah, lag and cursed scuff and all that. It's just... Anyway, let's... Twitch is trying to do ads. I'm going to put that on snooze to give you more time. So, we're back, and everything should be back to the way it is supposed to. Hopefully. Anyway, where were we? Yes. After a whole year of watching you never walk out of line, I pegged you as one hell of a straight-laced fella.
필요하다면 통상적인 올바르지 않은 일들을 가리지 않고 했다.
I partook in both categories of activities. Is these generally accepted as right, and those accepted as wrong? Yeah, because you're a weird person.
나는 구인의 시절 동료들의 권유로 면목음한 적은 있었네.
During my time among the old League of Nine literatures, I once had an opportunity to engage in a few hits of the substance at the behest of my fellows.
그게 처음이자 마지막이었어. 다 같이 웃음을 터뜨렸지만 담배 자체가 유쾌하진 않았어.
That was the one and only time, but everyone burst into laughter, though I found no enjoyment in smoking itself.
처음에 다 그렇지. 왜 어깨 꼬면 그래?
That's always the case for first-timers. Must have been intense, huh?
류슈양은 언제부터 권련을 애용하기 시작했는가?
What about you, Miss Ryoshu? When did you first start smoking cigarettes? Every pair of eyes searched Ryoshu's face. But she didn't bother telling us her story, nor did she reveal any signs of unease or anxiety. What we saw on her face was inexplicable exhilaration, thrill, and as strange as it may seem, a fury chilling to the marrows.
글쎄.
Beats me. Yep, because her memories are kind of Swiss cheese right now.
어렸을 때부터 보고 자란 게 그것뿐이라.
I've always been surrounded by cigarette smoke, ever since I was a brat. Oh right, and she's around gangsters the entire time. Yeah, stream elements, I know I'm live. No, regardless. Anyway. Where was it? Ahem. Wouldn't
아닌 게 더 이상하긴 한가.
Wouldn't have guessed it any other way.
이번에 류슈 씨 차례.
It's your turn this time, isn't it?
그래. 너무 노골적이어서 비웃을
Yeah?
정도지.
So damn obvious that it makes me scoff. I mean, Hong Lu's was pretty obvious as well, but I get what you mean.
어떤가, 류슈야.
How do you feel, Miss Ryoshu?
과거를 마주해야 하는 기분이란.
To be faced with the past that stands before you.
당연히.
Simple.
즐겁다.
It's exciting.
기다린 보람이 있어.
All that waiting finally paid off.
아, 그러고 보니 류슈 씨는 아까부터 담배를 물고 있지 않네.
I notice you haven't smoked one since this whole thing began, Ryoshu.
그래.
Right.
미리부터 연습 중이다.
Trying to get used to staying off it. Right. You don't smoke around the kids. And Ryoshu's goal, I'm guessing, is her daughter. Meanwhile, back at the transport truck.
붉은 시선. 당신에게만큼은 없을 줄 알았는데 말이야.
Red gaze, never thought you of all people would have one.
우습지 않아? 이 보잘것없는 짐덩어리 하나 빼앗겼다고 천하의 붉은 시선이 제대로 검 한번 휘둘러보지 못하는 꼬라지가.
Funny, isn't it? The mighty and powerful Red Gaze loses this tiny bundle of liability from his clutch, and he's suddenly too scared to even swing his sword right.
그래도 이해하지 못하는 건 아니야. 버릴 수도 죽일 수도 없는 것을.
Not that I don't understand.
같은 적이 나도 있거든.
You have an unwanted burden you can't even push aside or kill off shoved into your care. I know that it's like all too well.
아니. 원했던 건 맞지만 그딴 짐덩어리일 줄 몰랐던 걸지도.
Well, I suppose I did want the little thing back then, but I never expected her to be such a nuisance.
루치오가 조사해 온 걸 보면 딱히 이거랑 아무 관계도 아닌 남남인 것 같던데. 혹시
Lucio's been digging around,
필요한 이유라도 있는 건가?
and it looks like you don't have any connection whatsoever to this half pint here. Could it be you've got a specific use for her? Wait. How good are your investigations? Because he has some decent connections with. Oh, you don't know about the orphanage.
목적 때문에 이러지도 저러지도 못하고 꾸역꾸역 가지고 다니는 걸 보니.
It's plain that you need her for something. Explain why you're letting that dead weight tag along. And I think this is the fundamental difference between him and her. He still just sees people as liabilities or assets.
우리 티켓이나 저기 있는 교본처럼 거슬려 죽여버리고 싶어도 바라는 미래를 위해서 어쩔 수 없이 죽은 건가?
Perhaps she's like my ticket or textbook over there. A pain in the ass you'd much rather kill all, but can't because you need it for the future you long for, to make the future you long for come true.
우리 꽤 공통점이 많나 봐. 응?
Yeah, sure. We sure have a lot in common, don't we? No, you don't. You?
네가 그렇게 쓸데없는 말을 계속 짓거리며 도발하는 이유는 알고 있다.
I know why you're provoking me with that pointless rambling.
그것들이 본사에서 수행하고 있는 임무, 그 작전이 완수되었다는 신호가 오기 전까지 내 발을 묶어두려는 거겠지.
Friends are out on a mission, and you're making sure I don't get in their way till you get the all clear.
내 검이 네 놈의 목에 닿지 않고 있다고.
However, just because my sword isn't cleaving across your throat,
네가 데리고 다니는 이 애송이의 목까지
doesn't mean I won't collect your little lackey's head.
잊지 않았으면 좋겠군.
Keep that in mind.
재밌겠네. 한번 해봐.
This should be interesting. Do your worst.
내가 우리 티켓을 위해 만든 교본이 특색에게서 얼마나 버틸 수 있는지 나도 궁금하네.
I'm curious to see. Yeah, and doesn't give a damn. Damn, she's very much a I don't care about you. I just care about how you benefit me. I don't care that you're an actual person. I raised you so that you can give me money when I'm old. I don't care that I was a monster to you. You owe me. Okay. Now let's see what's next on the agenda. Yep, that does about sum it up. Is that load? Okay. Rosetta Desire. I'm going to guess ring. Okay, I'm going to have to form the proper team this time. They're all set. Okay, let's see. What do I have available to me that works? Okay. You know, I'm just going to make a generically strong set of IDs. Just nothing fancy, nothing specific, just IDs that are generically good. So there. Or I can do I can make a tremor team. I can make a bit of a tremor team with this. Yeah, this works. You. You, that, and Corio. I forgot. And this. And this Gregor. No.
걸맞는 곳이어야.
내 밥.
I think this is.
돌아갈 수만 있다면 무엇이든.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, this is a pseudo tremor team. So this works. Pseudo tremor with extra status units.
눈 멀지 않게 조심하도록.
This should be a suitable team for this. We keep running into these mannequins. Are they made by those nurse fathers?
그래. 정확히는 약지압이 혼자다.
Yes. To be specific, it's just the ring nurse father.
신체파. 인간의 근육과 뼈로 수축과 이완을 이용하는 예술이다.
Corporism,
거기에 큐비즘도 조금 끼얹었나?
an art movement that utilizes the interaction between human bones and muscles, the contraction and the elongation thereof, with a splash of cubism technique, if it seems.
고약하구만.
Nasty. Oh yeah, definitely looks nasty.
보이시오?
Observe closer. Do you see them?
저것들의 몸에 글씨가 적혀 있는 것 같소만.
Writings carved into their bodies. These corpses were engraved with a wild scroll of a message, carved with a blade. They began shuffling at us in that uncanny rhythm, entirely devoid of any semblance of will. Dearest.
사랑하는 우리 딸,
Dearest daughter of ours,
이 곡선을 주의 깊게 봐주세요.
please pay close attention to the way the line curves.
갈비뼈라는 것, 잘만 다듬으면 어떤 것보다 날카로운 칼이 되고, 대퇴골은 어떤 것보다 단단한 둔기가 될 수 있습니다.
From ribs, we can make blades keener than any sword. From femurs, we can make bludgeons sturdier than any mace.
흉곽은 심장과 폐를 보호하기 위해 이렇게나 견고하고 아름다운 나치형이 되었죠.
The thoracic cage has taken this prepossessing yet hardy shape of an arch that keeps the heart and lungs from harm.
이 몸의 아름다운 형태를 유지한 채로 몸이 지닌 태초의 정교한 가치를 망가뜨리지 않은 채로
Preserve this living beauty of the human corpus and do not infringe upon its primeval précis value.
귀중한 악기를 다루듯이 만들어야 합니다.
That is the reverence with which the act of creation must be handled, just as musicians handle a priceless instrument.
만져보세요. 근육과 힘줄의 결을 따라
Touch it, if you will.
자라지 않나요?
Do your fingertips feel the contour of a blade along the grains of musculature, its tendons and sinew? Yoshihide. Once again, her name is different color. I wonder if that signifies anything.
가장 살고 싶어 했던 놈의 뼈가 가장 죽이기 좋은 칼이 되었군.
The bones of the one most desperate for life have become a blade best fit to reap it.
그렇죠. 요시히데라면 이 진가를 알아차릴 줄 알았어요.
Indeed it has, hasn't it? I knew from the fathoms of my heart that you could appreciate the true value of this piece, Yoshihide.
그 어떤 것보다 정성을 기울여서 이 아이를 만들고 있답니다. 조금이라도 으스러지거나 균형이 안 맞는 뼈를 가지고 있으면
Care put into this piece
소용이 없거든요.
I have so painstakingly birthed into the world is greater than that of any other work of mine. The smallest fracture or imbalance could instantly render it useless.
마침내 완성된다면 요시히데가 써주세요.
Once this piece is complete, dearest Yoshihide, I would like for you to wield it.
그러지.
I will.
그렇게나 노래 부르던 그 작품은 결국 완성을 못했나?
Never got to finish that precious piece he'd always rambled about, did he? Ryoshu muttered to herself. Okay, let's get to murder. Take some water to clear my throat.
자, 동료들여, 자세를 갖추고
Okay,
저들을
wait a
맞이하세.
second.
우리를 가로막는 저 시련을 해치우고 끝나지 않는 모험을 향하여.
Rosette Desire Corrosion. So it has the Rosette of Desire. Okay, I think he made these on the fly from the corpses of the scientists or the like. Okay, so let's do... Okay, so it's this situation, okay? Bend, get, develop, and go.
빠르게 처리하지.
Good. Progress.
나도
그대로 꿰었소리라.
At least he's guarding some of it. Good.
자, 동료들이여.
Yeah.
맞추고 저들을 맞이하세.
Yeah, it seems...
우리를 가로막는 저 시련을 해치우고 끝나지 않는 모험을 향하여.
Seems like the kind of thing the ring would do. You know, kill someone and then turn them into whatever the hell those things are.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다.
Good. Good man, just block it. Cool. Trying to Yoshi. Gaze of awe. Okay, that's good. Staggered a bunch of them. That gives us time.
적어도 제 앞에서는 채통을 지켜주시죠.
Hit them with some awe and contempt again. Then shoot them. You do your thing. Go. Don't, oh, come on, don't, darn it. Awe and contempt. Okay, and so they regain momentum back.
그렇게 서 있으면
공격을 선택한 건 좋았던 것 같네. 역방향? 그래, 분명해.
You shoot,
생각지 못한 상황일 거야.
shoot,
기회는
hit,
지금.
hit.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는
Okay.
없다.
Come on, don't job. Darn it, he whiffed. Darn it, that's bad. Probably an attack that's gonna go through now. So Ryoshi's doing a good job so far.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사의 전투법도
Alright, so
익숙해지셨네요.
he's out of the count, so have to. Alright, the level difference is really starting to show now. Ryoshu, you open your eyes and become the spider that they want you to be, or become the mother spider that you truly are. Also, he's going apeshit. Go and black.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
허술하군.
Mercy.
예, 감사하도록.
I knew that was going to happen. He's going to get staggered. Yoshu, take out most of them. That should give me some breathing room.
내 아르카나 슬레이브 정도의 수준일걸?
경멸스러워.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의
Now,
힘이
darn it, there's more of them.
저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 이대로면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
Counter. They honestly can't do much more. And A's attempt. Get you more classical counters and one. Yeah, hit that hard. Just pop the ego. How many more enemies do we have left? So I think these are the last 4. So just pop the ego if need be. Once again. Still better than nothing. Take them out. And smash them.
구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
감동적이지 않았어? 해결사 영웅기에 이런 구절이 있었지. 진짜야.
Okay, be awed. Yeah, these are the last 3. So I'm just gonna do the tactic of win rate.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다.
Sometimes you just gotta accept it, and then win rate is how to go about.
경외감 속에 숨어.
Oh boy, I definitely chose the right fool with that Ryoshu ID. She's doing good work here. Honestly, kind of clearing them up pretty. Okay, just deal with that guy. And that should take care of that. Nice and simple.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
Okay.
근데 내일도 지금처럼 조용하려나?
Okay, let's see what's next on the chopping block. What foes or psychopaths am I gonna face?
경외라.
Yep, Ryoshu did 51% of the damage there. I am not surprised.
이렇게나 큰 차이를 보이지.
Sanguine artistry.
한낱 날개 따위에 앉지
That's easy. I have plenty of boxes.
아직 그 실험들의 결과를 보고 싶어.
I want to see where this ends. So let's swap. What would I use? Let's swap some. Since we're doing with artistry, let's bring in the ring member. Also, I'm going to just cut down on my announcers a little bit, and let's do.
그건 주군의 책사이자 오른팔인
And
자공인이라.
여러분이 하나둘 모아온 꽃잎처럼 시간도 차곡차곡 쌓여.
They're probably a bit less yappy than the others. Now, I think we're going to go right back into another fight. Knew it. But don't worry, I brought an artist of my own this time.
주군께서는 사소한 실수로 책 잡지 아니하시니 너무 긴장하지 말고 임하게.
Okay, go.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다.
Win, get the momentum, get extra sanity. That's what we need here. Sanity increases momentum, makes it easier for us to get an advantage. Good. Good. That's successful on our side. We have now the sanity boost. Gives us a.
형국 정도는 읽었다.
나선 속을
Go for
벗어날
it.
수는 없다.
칼을 휘두를 일 아닌가.
합격장.
Yeah, looks like the pointillist are having some artistic differences.
어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요.
Okay, there.
난 편히 눕혀드릴까요?
Then you can break that out. There, that should do it.
빠르게 처리하지.
Why did you job Ryoshi? Why? Good. Gaze in awe.
경외감 속에 숨어.
Yeah, deal that damage.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
자비에 감사하도록.
And good knockdown. I think part of the thing that makes the Gregor ID good in this situation is that he acts a bit of a finisher. His attack basically gets a... He's basically the guy I use in order to just finish off the enemies who are not quite fully dead but are close. First things first, use the big ego attack. Get the boost from it. You messed with the ball. You get my fist to your face.
선생님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요. 이건 치명상이네요.
I very much dislike enemies that have unbreakable coins that don't, but still can stagger if you beat them. Like I get it, unbreakable coins and all that. But I still feel that the stagger damage, you can't stagger a guy if it's unbreakable coin. At least that's my opinion regarding the matter.
내게는 기회인 셈이지. 봐줄 생각 같은 거 없으니까.
점 찍었네.
Synchronize defeating them. Oh, finally you lost. Yeah, basically I think an adjustment should be made where if an enemy does have an unbreakable coin, that coin cannot stagger someone. It cannot stagger someone if you lose the clash. If you win the clash, obviously fine. But losing the clash should lose you the stagger opportunity.
나선 속을 벗어날 수 없다.
Like here, this guy dealt damage, fine, but he shouldn't be able to stagger me. And then he dies, unfortunately. Like, the only reason he died there, though, was because he got staggered by an attack from an unbreakable coin. After winning a clash with it.
점 찍었네.
That's...
빈틈 투성이군.
Yeah, and I don't like that. It should be a universal thing with unbreakables.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
완성되었나?
And looks like Yi-sung's just going beast mode. Guess he really doesn't like their art.
합격장.
자세가 무너졌네.
Then again, looks like Ryoshi doesn't like it either.
첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
아가씨.
정말 강해지셨네요.
이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도
보아하는데도
인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많았어.
I think part of the issue also is just the fact that Unbreakable sort of gets slapped on certain enemies or bosses as a means to upsell them and make them stronger and more dangerous. But sometimes I don't think they balance things correctly.
마에스트로님이 어떤 평가를 내려주실지 흥분이 가시지 않는구려.
The fingers. Actually, I want to check something quick. 916. 16. And, okay, 918. So we still have a fair bit to go. The fingers. Okay.
정면 엘리베이터가 작동하고 있다.
The elevator up ahead is operational. I could see the light of the elevator beyond the locked door. If power has returned to this elevator, to the elevators,
호헨하임군이 통제실에 성공적으로 도착했나 보구려.
it can only mean that Hohenheim has arrived at the facility management rooms. Then once the elevator's door opened, LCA agents began pouring into the facility in perfect order. Ah yes, look, LCA. They immediately began hacking and shooting down anything that got in their way. There wasn't the slightest hesitation in their movements, as though drilled into them over countless rehearsals. From the way they never failed to deliver a killing blow to any target that so much as twitched, even when it was already mangled beyond recognition, I could tell they were seasoned veterans with years of combat experience. Yeah, they're the Deviat. I began to grow certain that these fighters could brush aside any obstacles we faced with ease.
LCA 특작팀이라 했나? 역시 제압에는 능수능란하군.
LCA Special Operation Unit, was it? They sure know how to clear a room. Testing, come in. Oi, give me that. Oi, you alright, mate? Hey. No need to shout into the mic, Heathcliff. We can hear you just fine. I apologize. My apologies. My assistant's temperament leans on the more impatient side.
수감자 오티스의 추측이 맞았네. 우리는 지금 통제실에 와 있고 여기 있는 단말기로 복도 상황을 볼 수 있는데 화질은 영 좋지 않지만 이쪽 구역에 말이지.
Sinner Otis's conjecture was correct. After arriving at the facility management room, we have been observing the whole way through the device here. The video feed's quality, well, it leaves much to be desired, but the LCA has arrived at this sector.
그래. 우리 눈앞에도 보인다. 이 폐쇄 셔터 너머로.
Can confirm that on this end as well. We have visual on the LCA units past the lockdown shutters.
다만 방금 내가 한 것은 전원들 앞을 가로막는 차단벽 하나를 열어준 게 다르니 다른 부서로 이어지는 내부 승강기를 복구하는 것과는 아무 연관이 없지.
But all I've managed so far is to remove one security wall in your path. It has nothing to do with the restoring the internal elevators leading to other departments. So, then, were they allowed to show up?
그렇다면 이제 부상자들을 안전한 곳으로 올려보낼 수 있는 것인가?
Yeah, Hohenheim does genuinely like Heathcliff. He likes the ordinary people. Whichever may be the case, does this mean that the wounded can now be transported to safety?
그렇지는 않더군. 모종의 기술을 이용해 내려보냈지만 다시 올라가려면 시설을 복구해야 한다네.
Not quite. While they managed to send the LCA down here via unknown means, the entire facility has to be restored in order to return upstairs.
구역별로 투입된 듯하니 다른 자들도 도움을 받을 수 있겠어.
It is indeed a relief, however. It seems that the agents have been deployed to each sector. They should be able to secure the rest of the survivors.
연구와 관련 없는 살상 기술과 전투에 그다지 흥미를 느끼진 못했지만 주워 들은 바로는 저들이 도시 내에서도 알아주는 전투 집단이라더군.
though I've never been one to be interested in the art of killing and battling, particularly those without even a tangential relation to research, I have heard that they are rather formidable combat force, even by the standards of the city as a whole. After all, they are the Deviat. Not the Deviat, what are they called? Not Deviat. I know that they have a specific name.
정면.
Unjat. Yes, that's it. Unjat. Sorry, it sounds similar. The Unjat. Eyes forward. The lights flicker and... Ah! There he is. 3 LCA agents who were advancing recovered while covering the front of their squad simultaneously fell to the floor without so much as a scream. There's the Roland cosplayer. Like a broken lamp, the light past the security wall continues to flicker. Between each flicker of the malfunctioning light, the outline of the intruder's weapon seemed to shift into a different shape. At first, the shadow stretched into the sharp tip of a pick. Then, after several more flicks, it took on the familiar outline of an axe, very much resembling Rhodia's own. Judging by their appearance and gear, it is likely that they are the LCA's reconnaissance specialist unit. Without context, yeah, I know a lot of people had that opinion. They first thought it was just Roland, but we know it isn't Roland. It's just someone wearing the same type of mask, and just a bland suit. I think it's sort of representing the idea of an empty man, and I think he's the index follower. Oh, Haru Karenin Akbash, welcome. Welcome to the stream that has been very scuffed for a fair bit. I'm not even going to lie, the stream has been scuffed with things ranging from forgetting to turn on YouTube to, well, my power going out and all that other stuff. So, the VOD for this is not going to work. Anyway. Most likely in the same vein as the team that arrived at the Monolith retrieval mission. They implied that there's some level of shenanigans going on regarding the nurse father, and Limbus is seeming tacit approval.
아니, 그렇다 해도 저 정도로 숙련된 부대를 혼자서.
Yeah, the power thing though was entirely blamed on my father. I'm at his house at the moment, and he forgot to put in more power. Good thing I was actually awake, because otherwise they only would have found out the next morning, and I do not know if the things in the fridge would stay nice and cool. Recon team or not, how did the intruder manage to wipe out such a well-trained team, all on his own? Hohenheim, do you hear us? Indeed. Has the LCA taken care of the situation on your end? No. No, he hasn't. They're all dead. You mustn't step foot out into the hallway. Why might that be? I've just watched the LCA agents take down an abnormality with quite impressive precision. To suppress such a tricky entity in mere minutes. Fascinating. This calls for additional comment on his observation logs. Up the wall within part of the theater section.
이쪽으로 파견된 LCA 지원 병력은
The LCA reinforcements sent to our sector, they're all dead. What? Yep, they're dead. Just... Were this battle fought in an open field, even the LCA's reconnaissance team alone would have sufficed to avoid defeat. However, we're not on an open battlefield. LCA primarily utilizes guns and firearms, but we're in the middle of tight corridors, which is very close in.
거미줄에 걸려 있다는 사실을 잊으면 적골이 나지.
This is what happens to prey who forget that they've been ensnared in a spider's web.
저들은 자신들이 지극히 유리한 곳으로 먹잇감을 끌어들인다. 개방, 탁 트인 공간.
They'll never fight on even ground, always drawing their prey to locations where they have the absolute advantage. They wouldn't have lost in an open field, would you say?
가정조차 의미가 없다. 그런 일은 애초부터 일어나지 않을 테니.
It's meaningless to speculate over what will never happen, because the spiders never fight in an open field. They never fight where they do not have the absolute advantage. My OC here, Jubico, kind of fights the same way, although her tactics is more, I lay down so many booby traps, I assassinate, I attack from the shadows. Because by the time I attack you, I've already filled the entire building with booby traps.
봐라. 먹잇감이 자신이 가장 잘 사냥할 수 있는 무대로 직접 걸어 들어가지 않나.
Look, his prey ensured their demise by walking into his hunting ground. What Elisa had described earlier was becoming more and more apparent to us. A relaxed but disciplined gait. Man, after having slaughtered dozens of LCA agents, slowly turned around to face us, his sharp dress shoes lazily clopping against the floor. He seemed to have been aware of our presence from the get-go. Light dances across the glossy surface of his white mask. Yep, he is... So, is this the ring guy instead? He returns a smile in response to Ryoshu's furious wrath. Or the index. I think this guy's index. Then his lips part, soundlessly mouthing a sentence word for word. Hi, sweetheart. How did your reviews go? Oh, boy, this guy is sick.
훈련은 어땠어?
They turn the field into that, so only they live such... Yeah, I do think he's indexed. I agree that this guy's indexed. And yes, my character is actually also a ninja. She's also a streamer. I've written her to be kind of paradoxical like that.
똑같아. 지루해.
Same old, dull and boring.
아빠, 팔에 상처가 났는데 직접 입힌 거야?
Dad, that wound on your arm. Did you do that to yourself?
아, 맞아. 나이프로 내 팔을 관통시키면서 상대를 38번 찔러야 했거든.
Okay, 100% the index. This guy's 100% index. Yes, I had to stab my opponent with a knife 38 times through my own arm.
20번째부터는 정말 아프더구나.
The 12th stab was where it really began to hurt.
그거 알아, 딸?
They say
사절통은 찹쌀통보다 100배는 더 고통스럽다고 하더라.
Hurts at least 100 times worse than the pain of getting stabbed. Did you know that?
그러니 누군가를 처리해야 할 땐 불은 사용하지 마.
So when you have to take care of someone, I hope you won't use fire. I know enough about Hellscreen to know fire gets used.
그들이 고통에 몸부림치면서 너만을 저주하며 지옥으로 떨어질 텐데.
Lest their death be slow and their dying breath curses your name on their long descent into hell.
적어도 마지막엔 그들에게 더 나은 주마등을 안겨줘야 하지 않겠니?
Don't they deserve to watch their lives flash before their eyes in relative peace?
알았어.
Okay.
가까이 와보렴. 얼굴에 긁힌 상처가 있고.
Come closer. You've got a scratch on your cheek. The fact that this guy is showing her what seems to be kindness and affection makes it worse, because we all know that there's something twisted about it. Because this guy's the index, and from what it's described, he is an empty man. So I think he's only showing affection now because the prescripts told him to.
발렌티나의 수업 중에 생긴 거겠지.
It happened during Valencia's class, didn't it?
상처의 개수가 곧 훈련의 척도와 비례한다고 생각하는 자야.
Her methods are simply too violent. She's the kind of teacher who uses the number of scars as a measure of training intensity and effectiveness.
흉이 안 지게 잘 치료해야지.
Let's take good care of that wound so it doesn't scar, okay?
그러던가.
Whatever.
아니 방금 LC와의 무전대로라면 관리자님께서 위험.
If what LCE has told us through the transmission is true, then the executive manager is in danger.
오티스, 저도 걱정은 되는데요.
I'm just as concerned as you are, Otis, but...
당장 우리 쪽도 만만치 않은 상황인 것 같아요.
Yeah. He is probably an empty man exactly, and that is just the perfect type of index person. A person who just follows what the prescripts tell him to do. We're not exactly out of the woods yet either.
그건 복구된 CCTV 화면인가?
The security camera feed's working again?
네, 이 앞을 비추고 있어요. 근데
Yeah. Look, it's pointed right in front of our door, but...
자네도 와서 보게. 내 기억이 틀리지 않다면 이런 복식을 한 자는
Come see if my memory fails me not. Then this man's attire suggests he is... If each is a type of abuse, then I think he's likely the feigning normalcy type, the one that makes you doubt that it's not deserved. Since we're reasonably sure the middle is the one that... Yeah, I think that makes sense. He is the feigning normalcy type, the type that sort of gaslights you into thinking it's normal. Oh, hello Edger, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Apologies for if you look at the VOD further back, it was kind of scuffed. I made mistakes and had problems. Still, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy and please subscribe. Suggest he is the middle. Had a thought. There's a middle finger gang. Do you think they're confused with someone isekai? No, probably not. Most likely the response would be to just smash the guy's head in, because that's probably violating something. The middle.
저쪽에서 전멸당했다는 사람도 이렇게 당했나 보네. 이건 거의 죽이다 못해 사람을 부서뜨리고 있는데?
I guess we now know what happened to the LCA in the other sector. Yeesh, this guy's practically tearing people apart.
뭐라고 자꾸 큰 소리로 떠드는 것 같기도 하고. 소리가 잘 들리진 않는데.
Is he shouting something? I can't quite hear what he's saying through the feed. Yoshihide.
요시히데라고 계속 외치고 있군.
He is shouting Yoshihide repeatedly.
그리고 웃고도 있어.
As he fills the silence between them with a boisterous guffaw.
입을 크게 벌리고 몸까지 들썩이며 무엇이 그리도 즐거운 것인지 광인과 같군 그래.
Face split into a grin, body convulsing with laughter. What joy does this madman find in this carnage? And I'm wondering, what is his rank, because is he a big brother or something higher?
지금 사람이 저만큼 날아간 거야? 발로 찬 것뿐인데?
God, that's an insanely powerful kick. Flung that guy all the way to the other side of the hallway.
선명한 화면은 아니지만 다리는 의체일까?
The footage is pretty blurry, but do you think he's got a prosthetic leg?
아닌가? 강화 문신을 몸이 전부 뒤덮일 때까지 받으면 저런 모양이 될 수도 있을 것 같고.
No, maybe not. I guess a leg completely covered in augmentation tattoos could look something like that.
우리 아빠 곰발바닥 보고 있구나.
Ah, shit. They brought apprentices. So from this, I'm guessing that each of them brought some type of textbook apprentice for Ryoshu to sharpen herself against. Yes. Ah, ooh, are you looking at Papa's mighty bear paw? Hmm? Where do you have arms, or are you just? Oh no, you're covered in chains in their pockets.
누구야?
Whoa, who the heck are you? Am I?
키라라고 해.
Hi, I'm Kira. Killer. Fantastic.
기척도 없이. 종원, 전투 준비.
A covert approach. Men, battle positions.
아니야. 너희 우리 아빠 보고 있는 거 아니야?
Oh, you guys got it all wrong. You're watching my papa work, ain't ya?
방해 안 할 거야. 싸우지도 않을 거고.
Girl had to keep away from Dawn for... Oh, yeah, I'm already guessing what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna pick a fight with you guys. Huh?
그런 중요한 일을 하는 거라면 내가 대기 타줘야지. 응, 마저 감상해.
I'll just hang around here while you guys get the important stuff done. Carry on and watch him work.
아빠라고? 저 사람이?
Your papa? That guy's your dad?
맞아. 진짜 졸라게 멋지지.
Isn't he like super badass? She's a finger otaku, isn't she?
너네 방금 봤어? 저 기술 있잖아. 완전 간지인 것 같지 않아?
Oh, so did you guys see that? Gosh, that text straight up fire. So dope. Yeah, I want to wash my mouth just from saying that.
나도 따라하려고 하는데도 잘 안 된다니까.
I've been trying to recreate that myself, but it's not the same, you know?
어떻게 저런 강속구로 복도 끝까지 처박히게 하지?
How's he doing that? Totally folding that guy up and tossing him like a baseball all the way to the other end of the hallway.
학살에 마치 놀이나 경기 따위로 지급하는
Viridian, thank you for my first thank you, Viridian. You're the first subscriber. Oh, thanks you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy. Thanks. I don't have anything special for that, but I will try and get at some point. I'll get something special for subscribers. But thank you. I'm so happy. Were you waiting to time that or something? Huzzah! Yes, first subscriber. Yay! I'm one step closer to actually making this financially viable. Listen. No problem. Honestly, I'm just happy to have a subscriber now. So, to treat a massacre as no different from a game or sport.
불쾌하기 그지없는 무례배로군.
What a contemptible scoundrel you make. You had to say that to a member of the middle, and please, let's be honest, this is not that strange in the city. Yes, I'm so happy. Oh boy, here it comes.
너 그런 쪽이야? 재밌다.
So you're into that kind of character, huh? Sick. Wait for it.
나도 좋아해. 일주일 전에 나왔던 빗줄기 속 검객 최신화에 등장하는 캐릭터가 그런 말투 쓰잖아. 비 엄청 오는데 삿갓을 싹 들치면서.
I see why this girl needs to be kept away from Don Quixote. They would become fast friends. I feel like they'd become best friends if they didn't try to kill each other. I'm a huge fan of him too. Did you read the latest issue of the Cloudburst Blade? There's this new character who talks just like Yedu, like lifting his bamboo hat, he goes, yeah.
뭐야? 너도 모르는 거야? 그 작품?
Wait, you don't know the Cloudburst Blade?
주위에 계속 추천하는 중인데 아무도 호응을 안 해. 한 놈은 맨날 훈련만 해대고 한 놈은 집 거미랑만 조잘거리고 한 놈은 자꾸 혼자 싸돌아다니고 나머지 하나는
Oh, she's a chatterbox now. Let's see.
논리적으로 말이 안 되는 게 너무 많대. 그게 제대로 된 감상이냐고. 왜 만화책에 그런 걸 따져? 걔랑은 아무튼 처음부터 끝까지 안 맞는다니까.
Okay, let's see. Oh man, I've been trying to sell it to everyone I know, but no one's interested. One of them's obsessed with training all day. One of them's talks with her sword all day. One of them's just wanders all over the place all day. And the other one, you know what she said? I think the story indulges in far too many logical fallacies. What the heck kind of book review is that? Like Roe, who wasted time nitpicking about what makes sense and what doesn't when reading comic books. Gosh, I don't think I'd ever vibe with that girl. So let's see here. So, session training all day, that's the thumb guy, the manual guy. Talk to her sword all day. I'm going to assume Pinky. One of them's just wanders around Index. You're the middle, and the final one sounds like the ring. And yeah, Don's a Yuri magnet. I'm not gonna know too about that. Don just has the girls and the Riz. Oh god, I said that.
아무튼 그거 본 사람 있으면 손 들어볼래? 나랑 3시간, 아니 4시간만 같이 떠들어주라.
Anywho, has anyone here actually read The Cloudburst Blade? If you did, well, if I may, but 4 hours of your time, good sir?
그만.
Enough.
가짜는 헛소리로 구슬려질 정도로 우리는 모르지 않다.
If you thought you could distract us with your nonsensical prattle, think again.
아까부터 화면에 잡히는 게 없어요. 오티스, 저 사람이 자기가 말한 대로 중지아비의 제자라면.
Otis, I don't see the middle nurse father on the feed anymore. If she's his apprentice, then do you also appreciate that this does confirm, yeah, fiction does exist in this world, because people have to be able to entertain themselves somehow. Oh, and let's be perfectly honest, just being able to escape into fiction is probably great. It's probably the only release a lot of people have.
어이 딸님!
What?
근처에서 놀고 있으랬더니 뭐 이렇게 멀리 왔어?
Oi, hey kiddo, what are you doing all the way out there? Haven't I asked you not to wander too far?
돌겠군.
Rat.
무전이 더 들어오지 않는군.
Okay, no more transmissions. They've all gone quiet.
이보게! 이스마일군! 오티스군!
Hark, young Ishmael,
아무도 대답이 없는 겐가?
young Otis, wherefore doth none respond? Intelligent animals go insane without entertainment. Exactly. You need entertainment even in a place like the city. Entertainment is valuable.
느낌이 좋지 않네요.
This is bad.
관리자님도 떨어져 있는 상황에서
We don't even have the manager with us. We're all in the dark.
아무래도 시설 복구를 서둘러야겠네. 차단벽 제어권만 들어온다면 서로 협력하기 용이할 테니.
We must make haste and restore the facility to its operational capacity. The sooner we obtain access to the security wall controls, the sooner we can coordinate with each other.
마침 이 근처에도 소실된 회로 하나가. 바로 이 방에.
As luck would have it, we should be able to locate one of the lost pieces of circuitry in this room. Don, it's looking increasingly likely that you might have to take off your shoes.
이것은 약지 조직원이 지나간 흔적이.
These remains, the ring has made its mark here.
야, 그렇게 빤히 쳐다볼 필요는 없어.
Don't force yourself to look so hard at them.
아니, 역겨움이라는 감정은 내게 큰 영향을 주지 못하네.
No, disgust as an emotion holds very little sway over me.
다만,
It's just that,
팀장님,
boss.
일일이 누구의 얼굴인지 헤아리지 마세요.
Agreed. Means that they have books and stuff. It's just the case of you need to keep yourself entertained and distracted. I mean, we know that live streaming's a thing in the city, so it does indicate that at least some things for people to enjoy. Don't look at their faces and try to tell who's who.
그래. 무심코 한눈을 팔았고.
Right, I lost my focus there. Focus for a moment there.
계속하지.
Let us carry on.
뭐, 할 말이라도 있나?
What is there anything you wish to say to me?
드물게도 파우스트 역시 호헨하임의 말에 동의하고 있다는 생각이 드는군요.
This is highly irregular, but it seems that Faust also expresses agreement with Hohenheim.
뭘?
Agree with what?
이럴수록 빠르게 시설을 복구시켜야 한다는 것을 말입니다.
That we must restore the facility with as much haste as we can employ. Yep, things are going to shit. Like, this is not a good sign. And how the hell are we going to beat these guys? These guys seem very strong. I know we can beat the apprentices. That's what I think we're going to be fighting mostly. But the actual nurse fathers, I have no idea how we're going to beat them. Speaking of which, okay, this is the best team I have for this. So let's see what nonsense I'm going to have to face. Take a sip of water.
몸이 끓어오르는군.
Leaving behind the perpetrator of the carnage greeting Ryoshu on the other side of the security wall, we had no other choice but to make our way towards the lab.
류슈양, 답하기 싫은 물음이라 하면 비껴보내어도 괜찮네만.
Miss Ryoshu, perhaps this question of mine is one you might not wish to grace with an answer. And if it indeed is, do feel free to let it float past.
아비란 자들과는 어떤 사이였는가?
But what is your connection to these so-called nurse fathers? They were her fathers. They raised her, trained her, broke her.
단순히 그대와 악연으로 물든 인연이라기에는
Your relationship with them does not seem to have been brewed in mere bad blood.
방금 전 그대의 표정은 조금 미묘해서 말이오.
And in the change in your countenance I sensed a flash of something almost imperceptible.
모든 조각이 맞물려진 것은 아니지만
I haven't put all the pieces together just yet, but
그들은 말 그대로
they were
아비,
nurse fathers.
나라는 검을 펴려낸 내 아비들이었다.
My fathers who forged the sword that I am. Oh, wow, that was a short one. I honestly expected more, and let's get to the fighting, I guess.
비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만 저희를 이끌어주는 건
I'm
우리만 할 수 있는 일이에요.
not going to be fancy against these guys.
원하시는 길로 저희를 잘 이끌어 주시죠.
I'm just going to win rate as much as possible with these.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐와도 포기한
받아볼 테니까.
No need to be fancy.
너무 약하잖아요.
Contempt and awe.
경외감 속에 숨어라.
Ah, that is so satisfying. I don't like this art piece. It needs more color. Mercy.
총알까봐 떠오르네.
Load the bullets.
상대를 훌륭히 쓰러뜨리셨군요.
은자를 풀어줄 테니까 저자 의원한테 데려가.
Block there.
처리하지.
Okay.
전력으로 상대해봐. 전탄격발.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사.
Oh, at least you took out one of the coins. And you avoid most of the damage there. Okay, Ryoshu, continue your attack. Alright, so that took care of that, and
좀 무식하게 돌격하실 거라면
when
전 빠지겠습니다.
and just keep the win rate coming. I said win rate, not lose rate.
이것밖에 못.
What part of win rate don't you people understand?
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
검을 휘두를 줄 아는 자는 많다. 그 검에 길이 있는지가 중요할 뿐.
마음에 들면 들었다. 솔직히 말해라, 자로요.
Okay, take that, take that. You messed with the bull. You get the horns.
벗어날 수 없다.
And Mersault hits him against the ropes. Hits him again. Oh, it's a real slobber knocker.
산태님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
빈틈 투성이군. 스켈레터.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어진다.
자가당차기로다. 흔치 않은 기회니 이 틈에 승기를 굳히자꾸나.
Because you're likely not gonna last long.
나선 속을 벗어날 순 없다.
Okay.
전탄 격발.
Okay, and take.
단번에 우위를 점하셨군요.
Done. Good.
이 기세라면 이번 흐름도 무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다, 아가씨.
Good. Progress being made. Higher coins, beating that guy, and probably will kill him before he can actually use that unbreakable attack.
완성되었나?
We have 2 staggered enemies. They're bound, and now they're going to get spidered. And now.
차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
자세가 무너지네. 자비에 감사하도록.
Okay, dealt. And Mercy. Take him out, and that should do it. Okay, never mind. One more guy to get. This guy's gonna get slaughtered. He is not going to survive this.
전탄 격발.
자세가 무너지네.
유효하군.
그렇게 서 있으니.
And there, nicely taken care of. No casualties.
이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많았어.
Alright, so that's taken care of. That's
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만
now if
이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군.
the cigarette and the nurse
잘
father.
놀다간다. 회수하지 않은 탄피는 팁이다.
Oh boy, this one I feel is going to be a tougher part. This is setting up for some kind of boss fight, so I have to be ready as I can with the team I have. This is the best team I got for this. Yeah, I know. My average level is a bit low, but I can't really do much about it. This is the... So yep, right at the end.
다 온 것 같군, 실험실.
Oh yeah, I figured this is going to be the final one. Let's see what I can do. I have at least a decent selection of units, and they're all nice. They're mostly leveled. So Looks like we're here. It's the lab.
LCD나 ACE 쪽은 아까의 무전을 끝으로 더 이상 연락이 없어.
The LCD and the LCE haven't reached out again since that last transmission.
좋지 않은 일에 휘말린 게 아니길 바라오만.
I can only hope that no misfortune befell them.
관리자, 혹시 느껴져?
Hey, manager bud, pick up on anything?
먼저 가져가기라도 했다면.
I mean the golden bow. If those people got to it before us, not yet. I don't think they did. It's still in there.
그래. 그나마 불행 중 다행이라 해야 하나?
Is that right? I guess I should be glad we still have a chance. I have a feeling that they're letting us go there. Gregor mumbled on in a gloomy tone.
호엔하임 씨가 이 소식을 들으면
Hohenheim will be relieved to hear this. Stepped into the lab, the lights were off. It was completely dark inside. If the assailants were indeed after the golden bow, what could they possibly want with it? I don't think they want, and why do I see broken like test tubes? I was deeply engrossed in my thoughts when I noticed Ryoshu had stopped in her tracks. Ryoshu?
이 앞에 나딕다 못해 지긋지긋한 향이 나고 있다.
There's a stench coming from up ahead, a sickeningly familiar one. Even in the cloying darkness of the unlit lab, Ryoshu seemed to notice something out of place.
냄새라고 해봤자 류슈 씨의 담배 냄새 말고.
You smell something. I don't smell anything other than your cig. Exactly, she's not smoking.
그렇네.
Oh yeah.
당신.
You've not been smoking for a hot minute. And that means only silence welcomed us in the lab. Couldn't hear any breathing, but there it was without a doubt. The stink of cigarettes and a chilling, disembodied sense of dread we couldn't exactly put our finger on.
그곳에서 나올 때
When I left that place,
나는 누군가를 경멸하고 있었다.
I remember feeling a strong contempt for someone. It had to have been. Ryoshu started muttering as though she was gripped by the chill. I noticed she wasn't speaking to me though. It seemed as though she was wading through a bog of mutilated memories to cling to her emotions at that moment. Memories that had been carved up, gutted, broken and stitched together. The Pinky. This is the Pinky member. Do a high star, you.
나를 괴롭게 할 생각뿐이었던 거야. 그렇지?
All along, you've wanted to make me suffer to the bitter end, huh? Haven't you?
나 때문에? 그건 내가 할 말이지, 요시히데.
What audacity! You think I'm the one making you suffer, Yoshihide?
네 존재가 지금까지 내 모든 앞길을 막고 있다는 거.
You do realize that you've always been the one obstacle in my life, don't you? And this is automatically triggering another type of abuse, the type of I blame you for robbing me of my youth. I blame you for being an obstacle in my successful, happy life.
그러니까 이래야 공평하잖아.
This is the only way for us to get even. Is that Ryoshu doing it to the star, or is Yoshihide it never stops.
녹슬고 무거운 족쇄 소리가 달그락
The sound of the fetter around my feet, rusted and heavy, how it clinks and rattles. In that vision, Ryoshu of the past raises her sword in an agonizing slow motion, unsheathing the blade that we have never seen revealed before. A white blade of such unrivaled, unfeeling purity, void of even a trace of mercy beneath its pale edge. In the split second, I was blinded by the glint of the blade. Ryoshu, who clutched the hooded figure's jaw in her crushing grip. Then, without a moment's hesitation, he drove the blindingly bright blade into the figure's mouth. Why did you not kill her? It would have been so easy just to stab her. Ryoshu pulled the sword out in a single swift motion. Spit. The figure coughed out a thick glob of blood and a piece of her sliced tongue. Well, this pinky member's nuts. But she spat out more than just a bloody chunk of flesh. A guffaw hacked its way out of her mouth. The triumphant laughter of one who had just seized the victory of one's life. The deep, ragged breath, Ryoshu let the sword fall from her grip. She stood rooted in her spot, staring at the flailing figure with the look of pure confusion. Sotipita. Insidious stench of the past in the air. And right now, right before Ryoshu's eyes, the vivid presence from the memory of the past came to life in the form of a white silhouette. You know, I cannot help but notice that the silhouette is literally glitching. Her hand slowly brushed the lips beyond which no tongue laid, as if to remember the absence of the organ that Ryoshu had so mercilessly cut off. Like a lone watchman who had been keeping vigil awaiting our arrival. Okay, notice that she's wearing a veil. Wait, is the veil... Yeah, it's definitely a weird veil type of thing. The Dihai star. Ah. The mouth that lost its tongue faced Ryoshu without opening even once. But I think I heard a whisper of a hollow sigh escaping between her lips.
나는 나의 5 아비로 인해 이 세상에서 가장 소중한 걸 놓고 왔다.
Because of my 5 fathers, I had to leave behind the single most important thing in this world.
그러니까
And that is why
되찾아와야 한다.
I must take it back. And I hope you do. I hope that Ryoshu gets her daughter back. Or, I'm pretty sure Ryoshu is the mother, but there's still the confusion.
다시 만나게 되어 진심으로 반가워.
So happy to see you again, Ryoshu. I mean it.
라고 주인님께서 말씀을 전하라 하셨사옵니다.
Such were the words my master bade me to relay. The pinky nurse father.
주인님께선 이 비천한 자에게 따로 바람이 없으시오.
As my master expects naught from my insignificant self,
자연지사 소생은 적막힌 녹슬어 가는 검과 같아 하루가 권태롭고 내일이 허망하였사옵니다.
I am but a blade rusting amid the quiet turn of nature, doomed to ever endure the dullness of todays and the emptiness of morrows.
그 무렵 그대가 거미실을 따라 이리 오신 후
And therein, owing to your pursuit of the spider's thread,
이렇게 주인님의 뜻을 재차 받들 기회를 얻었지.
I am once again granted a chance to carry out my master's will.
혀가 길군. 비켜라.
Another talker. Piss off. As her apprentice approached us, Ryoshu's nurse father slowly stepped away, towards where the container of golden bowls lay nestled, emanating a soft glow.
준비가 끝났사옵니다. 계획한 것을 잊진 않으시고.
Okay, he has a marionette. The preparations are complete. I trust you have not forgotten the plan. Is this whose apprentice is this? Where the nurse father had left, a figure clad in steel armor entered. What the?
기술이 접목된 모구라기엔 상당히 투박해 보이는구려.
The armor looks a little too crude to be a piece of gear imbued with advanced technology. Don't underestimate it.
싱클레어 군의 집. 그 지하에서 보았던 고문 기구와도 닮은 것
It
같소.
looks akin to the torture device we had previously seen in the basement of Sinclair's home.
살도, 피도, 뼈도
No flesh,
드러내지 않고 상대하겠다라.
no blood, no bones to show in a fight.
내게 보여줄 예술치곤 미학의 격이 떨어지는데.
For an artwork meant for my eyes, its aesthetics are lacking in class.
이런 상황에서의 침묵은 아름답지 않다고 그자에게 배우지 못했나?
Okay, sounds like this is the ring apprentice. Keeping your mouth shut even in a moment like this. Did he not teach you there's no beauty to be found in it?
그자 약자비는 어디에 있지?
I want him here. Where is the ring nurse father? Armored figure answered Ryoshu's question with a swing of their huge sword. We need to take care of this quick and track down the golden bow. Let's fend them off.
제법 미학을 깨우쳤군 시계.
You're starting to pick up the rudiments of aesthetics, Cloth.
단 얘가 무엇인지 보여주지.
Watch as I demonstrate the meaning of AOS. AOS? Art of Slaughter? I think that's it. Art of Slaughter.
주분께서 너희에게 거는 기대가 크더군.
Okay, first step. Let's see what this person can do.
주군께서는
Where
사소한 실수로 책 잡지 아니하시니 너무 긴장하지 말고
is main target of an attack skill gain? Okay, so if I have to target this in order to stop them from gaining poise. Defend. Gain skill of attack skill gain. Okay, interesting. Cash loss. So this person seems to be entirely defense-based at first. What do they do specifically? Okay, I see. After attack skill ends, deal cash points then against each target. Okay. Card gain Moonlit Azure Blade. Gains 5 for every stack. Damage. So I have to actually attack those. Let's see. Has gain the following effects. Does not drop below 0 if it was below. Convert any SP damage taken into gloom damage. Okay. In a clash against targets that aren't Ryoshu, minus clash power take targets that other than Ryoshu. Fix panic. Use poise power is capped at 25. Any exit gain will be converted. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Neutral, and oppose. Struggling. Is interest. Need more focus on. Well, there's actually an interesting thing with the pinky. According to what I read, there's an entire possibility that the pinky is primarily based on the book Water Margin. I don't know the specifics of it outside of how it popped up in an FGO event, but I think that's what it's based on. So there's that, and yeah, favored there, so I can clash that one. Okay, that one's favored, good. So attack that to target it, attack that to target it. Okay, that should hopefully work. Okay, Ryoshu, don't job on this, please. Go. Why did you job? Thank God she didn't job that one. But seriously, Ryoshu, get your head in the game. Thankfully, I already clash as much as possible. Still. Okay, now what is he doing? Now what do these attacks do? Gained a bunch of poise, let's see. Unnamed cut, deal on critical hit. Chain slash fragile, and twin strike, dash win. Dash win, see. Fine, let's see. What is the most important things to... Struggling, neutral, struggling, neutral. Okay. Do you have a shot? Okay, you're favored there. You're favored there, and have to. Let's take the chance, but you don't. Okay, and go. Good job, Ryoshu. Contempt and awe. Good. Just stack up the contempt and awe. Oh, I just noticed Ryoshu is starting to get a Canto buff. That's good. Good. That worked. Okay. Ryoshu, what deal is this one? Sense of times past.
예전보다는 훨씬 낫습니다.
Okay.
로즈는 그자에게 포커 페이스를 배운 덕택일 테죠.
Okay, now he's starting to mix them together. Which ones can you take down? Okay, first things first. Ryoshu. Which ones I'm going to have you focus on? Have you focus on those, mostly because I think it's thematic, and sometimes practicality yields to thematics. Okay, there. Attack skills, clashing, go. Good. Good. Ryoshu, good. And now hit hard.
준비되셨나요, 단타님?
Here's the big one.
무시무시한 공격이 저희에게 쏟아질 거예요.
Blade of mine may not rival the... Oh, come on. Keep it up longer. Okay, so what is this attack? Let's see what this one does. Okay, full star slayer. Hash. Deal 1 damage to every self. Gain point power every 10, so he has 2 point self. Damage, deal... Cannot stagger the target. Okay, I need to stop that one. Okay, Ryoshu, first. Can't issue neutral. So, Ryoshu, we're breaking out to ego here. Here, that takes care of that one. Now you hit hard there. Good. Now you... Take care of that. Onto take to just target that one and let's just reprioritize a little bit. There, let's see if this works. Go. Why did you no, darn it. That's gonna hurt. Sometimes egos just fail, unfortunately.
시선에 눈이 멀지 않. 또 방심하다가 당하셨네요. 하지만 아직
Karen, I didn't know.
있으신 거 알고 있습니다. 조금 더 해보시죠.
It's fine. I have a. If you want to look, I have a stream schedule in the social section, and also I posted a schedule on my. Excuse me, I posted a stream schedule on my X account. So there's a. If you look at the social section of the YouTube page, you'll see the stream schedule. And oh god, I failed one attack and I got so much damage. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I need to regain momentum here. Regain my momentum. Take that down. That down. I can dominate that one. And I can dominate that one. Okay, regain momentum. I can still... This is a minor setback. Go. Ryoshu, please. Okay, should take out his shield now. Now we're actually dealing health damage. Oh, you're kidding me now.
뭐야? 일을 얼마나 했길래 벌써 뻗어?
Okay, now, how do you work? Okay, this tries bleed, cut, pick fragile, butcher ribs, butcher tendons. So you inflict bleed, power down, heal down. That target, so I gotta stop that one. Corpus and Ray. Okay, a unique charge. Okay, let's see. Turn ends at +2 Corpus and Gray Sheath. Fires turn. Artwork Fascina. Turn start. If the unit has Art Fascia, use powerful attack. If this unit attacks you before using the power attack, gain impact rattled armor. Let's see. So I have to hit her before that. My take is spent on material. Armor protection, suppression. In stagger gain 10 snap. Time press skill and counter gain fewer and fewer, so this unit isn't staggered. And when hit by the last point of an attack, activate the following. Deal pierce damage of said point's damage and inflict. I don't. Damn it. I'm already low on my HP stats. Okay. Figure this out. I can figure this out. First, power counter that one. Do I have a better option? Not particularly, no. Deal. Okay, so she seems to be. That's mostly going to distract her for a little bit. Now Ryoshu can focus. You can hit there. Dominating there. And we have to stop him from playing with the rest of the stuff. So over there and there. Okay, does that cover the bases? Good. And what do I need to trigger my healing when things that I don't have? Right. I need more people here. This. And of course he has healing now. He's shielded. Come on. Gregor, stop jobbing. Stop jobbing. Okay, good. Oh, I do like how that's flowed into it. It's like he attacked it and flowed past to attack the other guy. Good, good, good. Keep it up.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
Good, good. Now we get serious. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so next. Alright. Now, so I have contempt and awe. Contempt and awe. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Okay, so you have a dominating one against that one. You have a dominating against that one. I'm going to trust that you... Wait. Yeah, that's the first one. That can't stagger. Okay. You have dominating against that. You can focus your attack on that. Your other attack can go against that one. That can be that's dominating there. So then... Right. I need... You're fast enough to actually intercept that one. Ryoshi can hit that guy then, and... Alright, he's too fast. He's going to gain some poise, but I can still clash with him here and there. So, everything good, go. Go. Good. Good. Keep it up, Mersault. Okay, yep. We're getting our momentum here. Getting momentum against them. Oh, he's staggered. That's good.
방금의 움직임 두말할 것 없이 100점 만점입니다, 아가씨.
이런 것쯤이야. 눈 감고도 해.
The other guy disappeared. That's good. Oh.
남은 기간 동안 어떻게든 성과를 내야 해.
Okay, let's see what this attack do. Let's see.
확실한 성과를.
During this turn, and has this skill equipped. When hit by attack skills, yeah, so I have to. Does not trigger the effect. Still, on kill, heal SP, and well, cannot stagger target. Attack lose. Okay, so we need to have as many people attack you as possible before you put it all. That's the first step. Now, can Gregor's ego here do the deed? It cannot. So Gregor cannot be the one to do it. I'm not going to just break out the ego anyway. It's useful anyway. It's useful. So, Ryoshu. You'll hire. this were to... It's favored, but it's not guaranteed. This do it. Yeah, that's dominating. Good. So we have multiple attacks going through to it, and then Gregor is the finisher. Okay, let's do this. Right? Hit her as hard. Rattle her as much as we can. Okay, and...
옳다.
I think we might... There's also a chance we might just stagger... No, we're not going to stagger beforehand. She's rattled, and we beat it. I've always had my eyes on you. And slash. Didn't do a lot of damage, but that doesn't matter. That was pathetic. Contempt. I just look upon you with sheer contempt. Gregor, lament. Make her lament.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Wait, no touch.
눈으로만 감상해.
See. Let's see here. Multiple damage from when hit. Multiply it. So, if I was an idiot, I would just run into us. Yeah, I'm just going to have everyone defense skill this and not bother attacking her whatsoever. I'm not going to just dumbly run into the spike wall. This is why you read, people. That can't be. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that dumb. Okay. Okay. Favorite, dominating. Dominating good. Dominating, and now just slam into her, hit her. Offset that. That could mitigate the damage that's dealt. Okay, we have dominatings. Okay, go. Good. Good, she's staggered. Now, what are you doing now? You're the robot girl I've been seeing artwork of. And has my humble self neglected to impress upon this matter many times?
보여? 파시아도 두근거리기 시작했어.
See, Passia has begun to pulsate.
오랜만에 보는 떨림이야. 파시아에게 대화 정도는
I
시켜줄 수
haven't
있지
seen
않겠니?
Passia tremble like so in a long while. Why don't you give her some time to chat?
그런 사사로운 욕망의 표출은 이번 계획에 있지 않사옵니다.
Plan involves no outward expression of such selfish desires.
맥박을 놓치며 달아오르는 살결을 구경만 하는 그런 계획.
Plan that involves only the observation of the warming and reddening flesh while our own heart beats slow,
파시아는 거슬리나 봐. 힘줄이 팽팽해졌어.
that plan isn't to Fascia's liking. Her tendons have tightened.
주인된 자들의 뜻에 따르기 위해서는 이런 흔한 장단에는 초연해지셔야 하옵니다.
Yet, we must learn to remain tranquil before these common beats if we were to adhere to the wills of those who are our masters.
마에스트로님의 영영 되찾을 수 없는 아이에 대해 늘 궁금했었는데.
I've always been so curious of the Maestro's child, forever lost.
조형 정도는 준비해 볼 수 있지 않겠어?
Why not let us at least prepare the maquette?
뜻을 헤아릴 줄도 모르는 망나니에게
Why are they shaking like this? It has become apparent that this glorified executioner does not know her place. Clearly, it is about time her branches are pruned. Ah, they're about to murder each other. With that, the man who stood in our way leapt towards the pulsating greatsword of flesh and delivered a powerful strike.
다행이라고 말해야 할지.
This may be our stroke of fortune. It seems that, in the chaos, our presence has slipped their minds. Ah, the golden bough. Feeling a dull pain squeeze through the grooves of my mind, I turned towards the spot from which the sensation surged forth, and saw Ryoshu standing there. In her eyes burned hatred and fury, a glare that would easily have had me believe that she would unsheath the sword from her back at any moment, any minute. At the receiving end of that glare was the veiled figure who'd been watching our battle without a word. The Pinky's nurse father simply stood there, meeting Ryoshu's wrathful gaze as she did in the fragmented memories. Then she withdrew into the shadows, the darkness slowly eating away at her shape, before disappearing from our sights.
단테, 황금가지는 찾았어?
Second, I need some water. Dante, have you found the golden boughs? We must... No. We were too late. I felt the dull pain in my head lift as I point at where the veiled person stood. The golden boughs that should have been there were gone. What remains in their place were dozens of cigarette butts, same kind that Ryoshu smoked, piled up like a thick layer of dust. I need 500 cigarettes. Okay, well, that's... Oh boy. And with that, I believe...
경외라, 혹은 괄목하든가. 평범과
And yep,
비범은
with that, I
나타나
believe
큰
we've
차이를 보이지.
reached the precipice.
한낱 날개 따위에 안주할 내가 아니다만.
I would like to say this was a fun experience, everyone. Despite the scuff, despite all the scuff, I am... Oh, and... Yeah, despite all the scuff, we are... It was fun. It was very fun. And... Also, I just realized I scrolled up and I thought I didn't see some of these responses. Heathcliff, no, you can't have Catherine. And yeah, it's interesting just to see you there. I look forward to fighting these apprentices again. And you know, if I was a sadistic game designer, I would do something like, I don't know, have us fight them one by one before a final fight where we fight all of them at the same time. That would be both terrifying and quite challenging. Still, it is. This has been a pop in. Okay, this has been effectively a 5.5 hour stream, my longest to date. Okay, so before I take my leave. Oh, I just realized the ad break. We're in an ad break at the moment. Oh well. Before. So, I just would like to say once again. Oh yeah, they would need to rebalance it to make it feasible. No problem. Now, over on Twitch, let me just send you all off on a raid just to give someone else some support. Everyone needs a little bit of support in their streaming careers. So let's just send a raid and give someone a great day. Okay. And for everyone else over on YouTube, I just would like to say thank you all for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. We're not going to do a stream tomorrow, but we'll do another stream on Thursday. That will be a Zenless Zone Zero stream, and well, I have a bit of rolling to do. So until next time, bye bye.